The RCWR Show with Lee Sanders. Get in-depth coverage and analysis from the latest in professional wrestling in AEW, WWE, NWA, Impact Wrestling, or the world of entertainment. From hit TV shows to your favorite sports like the NBA or NFL. All things music, movies, and beyond, while trying to make sense of this crazy world we live in. All while keeping it honest, insightful, and interactive since 2011. And now your host, live from the nation's capital of Washington, D.C., Lee Sanders.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Pleased to meet you. Nice to know me. Lee Sanders here for this Thursday night of February 8th, 2024. A special edition of the RCWR show. It's kind of funny how things work out because the intention was to always do another show. Originally, we were supposed to do a Wednesday show, and as many of you guys know, sadly, if you're following the show on social media, we had a hiccup on Wednesday because Wednesday we were supposed to be presenting the 2023 Wrestling Awards. And unfortunately, that wasn't able to go down because the original guy that I had that was supposed to go over all of you all's lovely answers, tally everything up, and basically, okay, here you go. Runner-up 3, runner-up 2, here's the winner. I mean, my guy just messed it all up, and to say that I was upset would be an understatement. Luckily, somebody else that I knew was like, yo, hook me up with it. I will have it just how you want it. Come on now. You should have came to me the first time. Come on. Like, yeah, that's true. So we're going to be doing the Wrestling Award winners here tonight, as well as reveal the winner for a copy of WWE 2K24. Because remember, those that have filled out the survey, you had the option to be put into the raffle drawing for a copy of 2K24 for your respective platform. So I love the fact that, you know what, everything happens for a reason. So the fact that we didn't come on Wednesday, and I totally blanked out on the WrestleMania 40 kickoff. I totally blanked out on that. So if I would have remembered that on Monday Night Show, I would have been like, yeah, no Wednesday. We'll be on Thursday. What's up with you guys? I hope you guys been okay. Weekend is right around the corner and everything. I don't have no polls asking you guys what did you think. So this is one of those instances where y'all that saw Kickoff, let your voices be heard, chime on in there, give me your good, your bad takeaways or indifferent takeaways. Give it to me raw. And I will definitely follow up later on in the show, read you all's comments and everything. But I had made sure that during my last hour at work, I had my phone somewhere near me because I did not want to miss this. I did not want to miss this because this press conference, this kickoff, this WrestleMania kickoff, this was star-studded. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, CM Punk, Big E, The Game, Triple H, Paul Levesque, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee. Am I missing anybody in there? I mean, this was just so damn star-studded. Paul Heyman. I mean, this was star-studded to the yin-yang, and I loved it. I loved that big importance of a feel to it. And I see some of the buzz for this event that's going down online, and a lot of people are going, yo, this was really, really good. Like, this, I saw some people say, yo, this was better than WWE Raw for this week. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. Hell, you might be even able to go a step further and say, let's think about that NXT Vengeance Day Premium Live event. Compare that to, because, I mean, in all honesty, right, that Vengeance Day TakeOver event, most of the stuff that was on there honestly felt like you were watching an edition of NXT. I mean, let's be real, right? So, kudos to how this was well organized. I loved seeing Big E back, even though we don't have him in the ring. I just love the fact that I've got Big E on my television. Big E hit a home run tonight as part of that whole kickoff panel with Pat McAfee, Michael Cole, CM Punk. I tell you what, he's got a really great gift of the gab. I love the fact that Big E really shined tonight for the brief little bit that we were able to see him on our TVs or however you were watching it. It was great seeing him. Charismatic, big old ball of energy as always. And look, who knows what the future holds for Big E? Sincerely, we just don't know if that man is ever going to be stepping foot back into the ring. Obviously, his quality of life is more important than getting back into the ring. And, you would just like to believe that as far as a comeback into the ring, that it should have happened by now. Now, some people may still keep their fingers crossed and hold out hope that the big man will eventually maybe make his return into the ring. But I know myself and a few others, like as far as the end term goes, we've all been saying, well, what about Big E just being on color commentating? What about that? What about him being a presenter? Because man, he would definitely shine in that so well. He would really thrive in that. Not since Samoa Joe. I personally feel he would surpass Samoa Joe. Shout out if you remember him on commentary and all that on the regular. On the regular. Sadly, what we saw of him recently on AEW, that really doesn't give you a better idea of what Joe is capable of on commentary. But if you remember back when he was in WWE, I'm sure a lot of you guys, based off what you heard tonight and just thinking about Big E in general, especially if you're a fan of Big E's work, I think y'all will definitely be in agreement with me. The big man definitely has a future in broadcasting if that is something he wants to pursue. But looked pretty good, looked pretty healthy. Definitely slimmed down. He's not as bulky as we all remember him to be, but he still looks very recognizable and all that. CM Punk, fresh out of surgery and everything, looked pretty good in his suit. That was a nice surprise. I'm not gonna even lie to you guys. I was not expecting CM Punk. I was not expecting CM Punk, but he looked very happy to be there. Did he not? I mean, he looked as though he was in the element, just enjoying everything. I love the little back and forth banter that was going on between Punk and Big E. I don't know how many of you guys had caught it almost there at the very beginning there, but Big E said something along the lines of, oh yeah, you know what, I'm here so CM Punk doesn't get fired, because we all know about Punk's reputation. Freaking classic. I popped big time when that spot had went down. I loved it. I freaking loved it, man. Cole able to name drop AJ Lee in there as that gets a nice pop from the crowd. Punk giving a shout out to all the coal miners and everything. Now, for those of you that heard me go on and on and on about Big E, as far as a health update goes, Big E noted that he's in great health. They did switch the conversation to, now for those of you wondering, okay, he's in great health, but what about as far as a comeback, to the ring? That wasn't tackled. You know what? I'm okay with that. Not the time nor the place. If you maybe want to do something after WrestleMania as far as addressing that, then go ahead, have at it and everything. But, sadly, that's all we got for Big E. As far as Punk goes, he's doing pretty good. He's in good spirits and everything. Good stuff. Good stuff. I loved it. I loved it. We kicked things off. I'm just going through my notes here, just kind of going with what was coming to mind and everything. I think really the main meat and potatoes was what we had got there with Cody Rhodes. I mean, yeah, granted, we had, who was it? Bianca Belair come out there, right? You're like, okay, all right, kind of get the crowd nice and warmed up. That's nice and everything. But then we get Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. Apparently, looks like it's official, but Rhea Ripley defending that women's championship against Nia Jax. And then let's not also forget, we're going to see Becky Lynch and a whole bunch of other women in an Elimination Chamber match to figure out who's going to go on to face Ripley at WrestleMania for her championship, assuming that she'll still be champion by that point. That is, if she's able to get past Elimination Chamber and everything. Nice verbal confrontation that went down between Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. I enjoyed their little exchange of words with Becky Lynch getting the best of Rhea Ripley. Some good stuff right there. I jotted this down too because I popped hard when I heard Becky say this. And Becky had told Rhea that mommy will learn what it's like for the very first time to be the bottom. And they just stare each other down. And I'm just looking at Rhea Ripley and I'm just going, how could you not pop over that? How could you not lose it? Because seriously, you've seen so many episodes of Saturday Night Live and you've seen when the comedians break character because something is just that funny. It just messes with them big time. I'm surprised Rhea Ripley did not lose it right then and there. Lord knows, I think you and I definitely would have lost it with that whole bottom line and everything. Good stuff. I love that. Good stuff. Let's see, what else? They did a rundown for, well, not really a rundown, but pretty much, look, these are the matches that we know for certain is happening at the Chamber, which we just highlighted and everything. The real meat and potatoes, though, for watching this kickoff, which, everything was good. It had a little bit of something for everybody. So if you were a Bianca Belair fan, hey, you got your representation right there. You're a Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch fan, you got your nod right there. For those of you that might have been looking for Bayley, Io Sky, Damage Control, we didn't get any of that on here. I don't think it was really needed. Continue to let that play out on SmackDown for what it's worth. Seth Rollins out there getting the crowd nice and worked up. Of course, Rollins still not sure what is going on at WrestleMania, whether or not Cody is basically going to be taking him to the prom that is WrestleMania, or is he going to be going for another date soon. That got interrupted by Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns in the house. I love the back and forth between Rollins and Roman. Rollins taking that little dig at Roman. Well, look who decided to show up to work today. And Roman comes right back. Well, look who showed up to work and is wearing white shoes. It was just a nice, big back and forth little thing that went down between the two of them before Roman decides, hey, I am the World Heavyweight Universal Champion. I can decide who I want to face at WrestleMania. And the person I want to face is The Rock. So you're going, the crowd, by the way, I loved that crowd. Very energetic, very vocal, very passionate. I hope they have that same energy when it comes to WrestleMania. That same crowd that was there. And I'm feeling a lot of the people that were there in attendance, they're definitely going to be at WrestleMania. Kind of gives you a little bit of a prelude of things to come. It's going to be a raunchy crowd. by the time we get to that event. And I am so looking forward to it, man. Rock comes on out there and everything. And if you checked out the Pat McAfee show, you know that things got a little bit, what's the right word? Spicy with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You kind of got a little bit of a prelude of that on social media. He's talking about tough skin and, yeah, I hear you, whatever, and all that, taking a nice, big, massive dump on the Cody Rhodes fans, particularly the hardcore Cody Rhodes fans that want for Cody to finish the damn story. I think more specifically, he was calling out grown-ass men, was he not? He was saying grown-ass men are whining and crying about Cody Rhodes and finishing the story. And I just was looking at all of that, and I'm going, they are setting up something obviously pretty special here with this press conference, but how things are going to play out exactly, who knows, right? Who knows exactly? Seth pretty pissed off as all of this is going on because he's saying to Roman, this isn't how it works. This is like so not how it freaking works. Rock getting booed out of the arena. I don't know about you veteran wrestling fans out there, but I legit had shades of Hollywood Rock. Shades of Hollywood Rock. Rock was at that period of time in his career where he kept double dipping. He kept coming back to the WWE, but he kept taking on Hollywood projects. And so just when you thought Rock was back, like in about 3 months' time, he'd turn around and he'd disappear again. So it was kind of one of those, it got to the point where Rock was just gone for a significant period of time. Then when he came back, yeah, whatever, dudes. But I like the Rock that we got tonight. He was a spicy ass Rock. And look, there's no better Rocky that you can have in the WWE right now than a Rocky that comes off like he's got a chip on his shoulders, a Rocky that is pissed, a Rocky that is irritated. And that's exactly what was on full display tonight with The Rock. I freaking loved it. Fans booing him big time. And this was one of those instances where you could visibly see on The Rock's face, and credit to Dwayne The Rock Johnson there, he really sold those moments where, okay, you could tell the crowd is starting to get to him and everything. Very, very mixed reactions that was going on, but the boos were growing more and more. It got to a point where we started hearing, "You suck, Rock. Rocky sucks." I freaking loved it. Freaking loved it. You could even hear the little kids as young as probably, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, saying Rocky sucks. And if you were to ask little Timmy, why exactly does The Rock suck? Little Timmy's probably going to say, I don't know, because my dad thinks Rocky sucks, so I guess I gotta say that Rocky sucks too, right? Like, not necessarily kid, but, whatever. Crowd chanting, "We want Cody." Rocky is just taking it on the chin. I mean, this was a verbal beatdown that The Rock was taking from this crowd. I mean, it was, and an uppercut, and another uppercut. Oh, here comes a haymaker. I mean, Rocky was just taking all of this. And he did not flinch. He did not miss a beat whatsoever. This was vintage Rocky. I loved it. I love what I was seeing right here, man. Love what I was seeing right here. Rock trying to get in the last word, though. Oh, by the way, there was even a "We want Cody, no we don't" chant. It's a little small, "no we don't." A little small that was going on right there. Rock calling the millions the Cody Crybabies. Classic stuff, classic Rock. You got a little bit of heel Rock. It's interesting because as I was seeing all of this play out, I was thinking about corporate Rock and Hollywood Rock, and just looking at this Rock that's before us right now, going, this is almost like a fusion of the two that we got going on that's on display here. And you know what? That's cool, man. I'm all fine for it and everything. So all of this is going on. And finally, Cody, he just about had enough here. Let me go back to my notes here. Rock says that this is proof that there's only one dominant and powerful family in pro wrestling. And he pretty much tells the crowd to save their boos and that it doesn't matter what they think. If they don't believe him versus Roman Reigns is going to be the greatest main event of all time in WrestleMania history. And that gets heavily booed as Rock goes on to call himself the People's Champion. He really gets booed out of the damn building. Rock coming right back again saying it doesn't matter how you all feel about it. It doesn't matter what you all think. The Rock is the People's Champion. Cody grabbing a microphone somewhere in the back saying, this right here is some bullshit. And you're going, wait, Cody, where's Cody? We finally see him come out and everything. And he says to Roman Reigns straight up, yo, you can't decide. I'm the one that can decide. I won the right. I went to the Royal Rumble. I won it. I'm the one that gets to decide. And he tells The Rock that, yeah, we had a wonderful conversation, but that he's made his decision. And that at WrestleMania 40 in the main event, he chooses Roman Reigns. So this has social media in a frenzy. They're going, well, wait a minute. What's going on here? Like, just like that? What about Roman versus The Rock? What's up with that? What's going on here? Well, hang on that for a little bit, because I don't know how many of you guys actually had stuck around maybe immediately after the conference was over and you hopped on social media trying to find more answers. We got a very clear picture for you guys when it's all said and done. But let's finish up with this. So this was great. Poor Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is like the girl that nobody wants to take to the prom. Seth Rollins is literally the girl, that one girl at the prom. She's had her eyes set on one particular guy, and that guy pretty much shut her down. She looks at another guy, and that guy shuts her down too. Seth Rollins is the poor girl that nobody wants to take to the prom. So whatever is that girl going to do? I mean, he just got lost in the shuffle. I felt bad for the dude. I really, really did. But at the same time, I'm going, great. Maybe now this will help maybe either Drew McIntyre slide in there or somebody I've been wanting to see for a good minute now. Just might happen at WrestleMania. Gunther. I would love to see Gunther and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. I dare say I feel we could be going down that respected path, although I would gladly welcome McIntyre and Rollins. We'll have to see how everything plays out in the next little bit. So from there, Roman, not happy with Cody Rhodes coming out there. Basically, I choose you, Roman. No. Roman, yo, take that. No. The B title is right over there. The seconds, the number twos, yeah, it's over there. Go on ahead and challenge Seth Rollins for that little rinky-dinky title that he's got. Go over there with the number twos. The loser bracket is basically how that was summed up. Cody reminds Roman Reigns about the previous chapter that was written and everything, and calls Roman Reigns irrelevant, just like his dad. Like what? Like wait, what? Like what? Say what? Then Cody asks Roman, yeah, hey, how's Jay? You got Triple H, Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce. They're all out there processing everything that's going on and everything. Actually, you know what? I think it was Roman. No, I said that wrong. Roman actually had said to Cody that he's irrelevant, just like his dad. At which Cody comes right back and says, hey, how's Jay? Nice little dig and everything. Cody says neither Roman or Rock have been doing any of the cooking for the past 2 years. Nice dig at both of those guys. Very, very true. Very true. Cody takes it up a notch and gets pretty intimate, very personal, and mentions Rock and Roman's grandfathers, and that if they were alive today to witness everything that's been going on with Roman Reigns particularly, they would be ashamed. Rocky, Roman get very pissed off, at which Rocky decides to have a few words with Cody, saying to him, you talk about Roman's family, you're talking about The Rock's family. Yeah, not good. Rock says that if Cody, has a problem with Roman's bloodline, well, guess what? That's Rocky's bloodline. Like, he just kept going, hammering it home, telling Cody, we got a problem. We have a problem now. And Cole bitch slapped him in the face. Just straight up bitch slapped my man Cody Rhodes in the face. I was happy to see Cody just erupt right then and there. That's the way you should do it. Just carnage. Pure freaking carnage erupts. I appreciate Seth Rollins dropping the S-H-I-T word. Just all of that just felt real, didn't it? It looked like you were maybe watching something from UFC or a boxing joint, and all hell just erupt. Loved it. They did pretty damn good in the way that they handled that. F-bombs getting dropped as well. Tremendous stuff. They cut backstage where they're trying to get a word with Triple H, Paul Levesque, over everything that just happened. And, boy, I tell you, woo, it got even more spicy. Rock walks by and he tells Triple H to fix it, and that if he doesn't, they will. And then Rock just started cussing like a sailor. He was getting bleeped out. It drew a nice big reaction from the crowd. And I ate this up because for me, as a teenager growing up during the Attitude Era, man, corporate rock, heel rock, that was some of my most fondest memories. Some of my best times as a wrestling fan was witnessing heel rock. So the fact that The Rock is healing it up right here, man, this just makes the road to WrestleMania even more. And I love the fact that the way this had played out, I love the fact that Michael Cole and the gang, they acknowledged the fact that, The Rock, he is one of the board members for TKO. So he is essentially Cody Rhodes' boss. He is essentially Triple H's boss. Like, so, all that considered, like, what does this mean for Cody Rhodes going forward? Like, yeah, Cody Rhodes may have won the Royal Rumble, but, he just insulted his boss, who has all the cards, basically. He answers to him, right? So some interesting dynamics that we got going on here when it's all said and done. Now, shortly after the conference had ended, WWE put up a graphic. I don't know if you guys had saw this, but they put up a graphic officially saying Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. So that will be going down. But see, we've got like 50 something days to go until WrestleMania. And seeing this new turn of events that went down, what does this mean for The Rock now? Is The Rock still going to try to have a match with Roman Reigns? Or is it now at this point, The Rock is going to basically lend out every single, like power that is at his disposal? Is he going to basically give that to Roman Reigns and help him do any and everything possible to defeat Cody at WrestleMania? Could we maybe see a case where Rocky decides, yo, I'm going to make myself the special guest referee and we're really going to put the screws to Cody Rhodes? There is just so many interesting turns that can happen in here. And of course, we could still go down the path. I know some of you guys had an eyebrow raised when I mentioned it, and I'm not the only one that in podcasting world that has had the idea floating around in the head for some time. Roman defends the championship on both nights of WrestleMania. That could still be at play as well. There is so much that can happen on the road to WrestleMania. But the fact that we officially now got heel Rock, and you know what? I'm so down with heel Rock because no disrespect, but I've always loved it when The Rock comes back to the WWE for no matter how short of a time he's there, even if it's a case where he's just there for one night. I've always appreciated whenever The Rock shows up. But The Rock has shown up the last handful of times as a babyface now. And some of the best moments of The Rock's career definitely came when he was a heel. So rather than go in this go round and be a babyface on the road to WrestleMania, no. Heel Rock is the best Rock. Those of you that unfortunately you weren't around during the Attitude Era, you didn't see Rocky at his absolute best on the microphone and all that, you are in for a special treat with this current incarnation of Rocky that's running around right now. I can't wait to see, because WWE is in this great position right now where there's so many directions that they can go with this, right? And still definitively, we don't know exactly what's going to happen with The Rock and his involvement there with Roman. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I am really, really loving this. I really, really am. This was of all the kickoffs that WWE has done over the years, this was bar none their best one. It really was their best one, I would have to say. I feel as though I'm more caught up in just the main attraction of the night, because the main attraction of the night, did it carry the whole kickoff? It did. But even if you were to just put that to the side, they still did a really good job, I felt, in making it feel very important that you watched this special. This special delivered a lot more than that 2024 preview joint that was on Peacock a couple of weeks back. I definitely got to give them that. This was good, though. I know a lot of people, though, they are feeling bad for Rollins. It's so sad. But don't worry. Don't worry. Pretty soon, Rollins is going to, watch. I think it's going to be Gunther. It's going to be Gunther and Rollins at WrestleMania. I'm not seeing a triple threat. Somebody was toying around with the idea of maybe Rollins, Gunther, and McIntyre. I'm not seeing that playing out. No. Gunther. Oh, but wait. Jey Uso is now gunning after Gunther, isn't he? I almost forgot about that. Yeah, because that officially was laid out on Monday Night Raw. So, unless things change in the next little bit, so that's already, you know what? It very well may be McIntyre and Rollins for the World Heavyweight title. And if that were to go down, I've got McIntyre winning. Well, hang on. See, there's some interesting dynamics that's going on right there because if you stop and think about it, if you remember when Drew McIntyre won a World Heavyweight title, he won it not in front of fans. So there's that big part of me that wants to see Drew get that moment and everything. But then I'm also thinking about the fact that Rollins has never taken a World Heavyweight title going into a WrestleMania. So, it could go down either way. It's very interesting what's going on there. But good stuff. Good stuff. Really great build up for WrestleMania. And again, we're only 50-something days out. But this was a great build up. Smart on WWE's part to capitalize on Super Bowl week because not only do you have Super Bowl week, but with that Super Bowl week comes, everybody say it with me, the Super Bowl ads. And you can already go online and see some of the ads that's going to be premiering on Sunday. I mean, hell, I was in one of my classes today, and our professor was showing us some of the commercials that was going to be premiering this weekend. And, I started to say to her, hey, that's enough. Like, some of us want to be surprised and all of that. So I won't reveal to you guys which ones we had saw. But it wasn't like it was a random thing. When we were looking at the Super Bowl commercials, it actually had tied into an assignment that we had did from the previous week, where basically we had to take a Super Bowl commercial from yesteryear and basically break it down. Who was the target audience for, what was the demographics basically, right? Culturally, how was this impactful, all that other stuff, right? Not to bore you guys, but that was that. So that's how we got to see some of the commercials that's going to be premiering this weekend and everything. But yeah, WWE, I mean, they laid this out so beautifully. This was very well executed. I loved it. I freaking loved it. Good stuff. High marks. Kudos to WWE. Freaking fantastic. You guys sound off and let me know what you had thought about the special. If you guys had watched it, if you did not, but you have access to Peacock, you can definitely watch it on demand. I say definitely go out of your way and check it out. Damn good. So look, some other stuff that we can get into here on the show. If you're just tuning in, we're going to be presenting the 2023 Wrestling Awards. You guys, you all voted. And when I say you guys voted, anybody that had took the time out to answer the survey, then you know that it was a case where you had to type in your own answers. So when we gave you the question, who is, male wrestler of the year, you didn't have any options. You put in your answer. And I know a lot of you guys had appreciated the way that was structured because it really could have gone either way. Nice, fun directions. And when my friend was tallying up the results, he was saying to me, Lee, Jesus Christ, dude, the way this is looking, like, this is pretty, way out there. And I said, really? I said, well, let me ask you this. Some of the people that, you look at the categories, like, is there any that comes to mind that you go, okay, not surprised they won this? And he's like, yeah, in a couple of areas. He's like, but it's really kind of all over the place. I'm like, okay, cool. So we'll go over that in a little bit, and then we'll also reveal the contest winner because there was a raffle drawing that you guys could enter for a chance to win a copy of WWE 2K24 for your respective platforms. So you picked a good night to tune in and everything. As far as other little wrestling news goes, little tidbits of wrestling news goes, I know AEW did Dynamite last night, and some interesting developments had came from out of that show. Sting and Ricky Starks winning the AEW World Tag Team titles. Wait, I said that wrong. Forgive me. I got my guys mixed up. Sting and Darby Allin becoming the new AEW World Tag Team Champions. They took them off of Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Apologies for that, folks. In the main event, some crazy stuff that old man Sting was doing. I just couldn't help but just sit back and look on, stunned and in amazement at what the icon is still able to do at this stage of it. At this stage of his life. There you go. That's the right. I was about to say something else. Was like, no, that's kind of derogatory. Don't say that, especially when you don't mean that. Yeah, but at this stage of his life, just to see that this guy is still, it's crazy. I mean, seriously. I did not particularly care for the spot after the match with the Young Bucks, and they were beating the crap out of Sting's kids. I laughed so hard looking at that because you see his kids, and they are these two big old jacked up looking. I mean, these are men. What's that line Booker T likes to say? No water, no bread, just meat. I mean, these are some big old, hungry man, hunk of burning love kind of, don't walk in the opposite direction of these guys. Like, when you see them coming towards you, just jaywalk your ass across the street, right? Keep your distance from them. I had a hard time believing in the Young Bucks beating the crap out of those guys. Just silly. It was just silly the way that was played out. I laughed. I laughed seeing that spot. Tony Khan, didn't he have an announcement? So let me see if I got this straight. So we've got AEW Revolution that's coming up, less than a month. And yet they went on ahead and promoted this AEW event. What is it? AEW Big Time? Was it? I'm like, I'm looking at this announcement. I don't mean to laugh. I know some of you guys are AEW fans, and I love you guys, right? I love you guys. But, I'm seeing this. I'm going, wait a minute here. You got Revolution coming up. Can we maybe get past Revolution first? And then we can think about, some of this other stuff? But no, apparently there's this Boston show that's going to be coming up. And they called the damn thing, right, where is this? Big Business. They called this joint Big Business. It's going to be coming up on Wednesday, March 13th at the TD Garden. Tickets will be on sale this Friday, February 10th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Tickets will be on sale. But Big Business. So some people are under the impression that Mercedes Moné will be making her debut at this event. Hey, look, if AEW was able to secure Mercedes Moné, good for them. I know there's a lot of Mercedes Moné fans that's out there. Forgive me if I have reservations, though. And I have my reservations because I'm considering looking at what has happened with the handful of women that has come into AEW so far, and how they were the new flavor for about a month and a half, and then that was it. It was pretty much on to the next girl. So, there's part of me that's going, good. If AEW is able to nab her, then good. But there's also that part of me that's going, yeah, but are they really, Tony Khan and crew, are they really, really going to invest heavily into her? Not just let it be a case where they're investing in her for, a month and a half, 2 months. Like, no, this is it. They're investing into homegirl from here on out, like, yes. Is it weird what's going on with AEW when it comes to its women's division? It seems like Tony Khan and crew, they can't really focus. It seems like the attention span has to be just two females max that we can really, really, really focus on, sink our teeth into, and everybody else is just pretty much secondary. I can't remember the last time I've seen Sky Blue on TV. Now, if you say to me she's been appearing on Collision, that could be part of my problem right there, because I have missed the past couple of Collision episodes. But, if you just stop and think about, hey, now that I think about it, this girl, I haven't seen her pop up in a while. Hey, this girl hasn't popped up in a while either. And what's going on with this one? So, I just really hope that trend stops with Mercedes Moné coming on board and everything. But if they are able to get her, good for them. Her back in WWE, it's really not needed. It's really not needed. They are top heavy as I don't know what right now with their women's division. They are just fine. Honestly, they're just fine. But what really would have been a cool move would have been if Mercedes Moné would have gone over to TNA. I think that would have been the question, though. Can TNA afford? Probably not. Probably not. I know some people. Let me run this promotion by you guys, and you all can tell me what you think. If it's maybe, I don't think it's the same deal. But how would you all feel about Mercedes Moné teaming up with WOW Women of Wrestling? I mean, if anybody could definitely afford the salary, Jeannie Buss can, because remember, she's co-owner of Women of Wrestling. So, I mean, that really would have been a great 1-2 punch. And look, maybe that's something that can still happen. But, I'm just looking at that going, there's something right there. I'm a little bit surprised that to this point, we never heard of any chatter as far as David McClain and crew, people at WOW, they reached out to Mercedes. Like, it's kind of interesting that we've never heard any of that going on. So, kind of curious what's going on there. As far as some other developments from yesterday's AEW Dynamite goes, I know in regards to Collision, because they announced a few matches for Collision this weekend, we're going to see... What the heck was that? Oh, my girls are playing. Okay. We're going to see, for the Intercontinental Championship, Orange Cassidy taking on Ishii. Meanwhile, Timeless Tony Storm taking on Queen Amanada. Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli are going to be taking on Esfingi? What the hell is that? And Star Jr. Okay. We'll hear from Adam Copeland. More to be announced probably as we get closer to Rampage this week. Also, looks like my girls are... I need to shut this door because my girls are just roaming around here now. Hey! Keep it cool, my baby. Keep it cool. You guys haven't seen how Holly is looking now. Let me see if I can pick her up real quick. Since see, now that I'm thinking about her, now she hauled ass. Hang on, guys. Oh, nope, here she is. Get over here. You guys had saw when I first got her. But now I think she knows I'm trying to show her off in front of the camera. But like, look how big she's gotten since the last time you guys had saw her. Because when you guys had saw her initially, she was a tiny little thing, and yeah, she's like, no, I don't want to look at the camera. No, I don't want to look at the camera. It's okay. No, she don't.
Yeah, she's being real shy right now. So now I know what to do for next time. You decide you want to come in here and you want to be all playful, talking about some, now I just got to pick you up and almost want to tease you and show you off in front of the camera, and then you're going to be nice and calm and stay right where you are. This is her main position whenever I pick her up. She likes staying on my shoulder here like a little baby while I just kind of rock her. Just kind of rock her up and down a little bit, just like this. And she's just going to stay right there. So, didn't something happen with Swerve Strickland and Hangman? Like, wasn't there a announcement that the two of them are now basically going to be taking on Samoa Joe in a triple threat match? I could have sworn there was maybe that development that had went down, but I could be wrong. Takesha, decent matchup there against Chris Jericho, picking up a W on him. Okay match. Mainly a fan of Takesha. So for Takesha standards, pretty good. I wish Jericho could have done a little bit more in there, but it is what it is. Wasn't a bad show of Dynamite for this past week. They started off pretty strong, and then, it kind of went downhill afterwards. It went a little bit kind of, honestly, not until the main event match. It started off really, really good. I won't say white hot, but it started off really good, and then it went on this steady decline and then just stayed at that declining level until we got our way to the main event. And then, considering how the main event had went, which I gotta say, I thought for sure somehow what was going to end up happening was Bucks were going to come out, and I thought maybe they were going to attack Sting and Darby, and that basically, okay, so Sting and Darby, they're going to win via disqualification, but the titles can't change hands on a disqualification. Therefore, still your tag champions, Big Bill, Ricky Starks. I thought it was going to play out that way, but the way this is looking, is it safe to say that the Young Bucks are going to defeat Sting and Darby Allin to become the new AEW Tag Champions? So, I mean, they're getting a 2-for-1. Is it possible that, or will the Bucks actually dig down deep and say, no, the way that we're going to do this, let's Sting, Darby, y'all win. Like, Sting goes out undefeated in AEW. I don't know. I bet you're ready to get down now. Let me see if I can. She is still clutching on for it. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Let's see what she's going to do now. There we go. Hi. Can you say hello to everybody that's live right now? Oh, she is shy. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'm done with you. Go ahead. Bye. No. You don't want to play. Go ahead. Bye. I love it. That's how I'm a blackmailer now. Anytime I'm live and I'm just going to pick her up, and that's going to make her calm her little butt down. That's how we're going to do that. If there's some other wrestling news, little tidbits y'all want to bring up and you want me to comment on it, let me know. Shout out to Undertaker. Apparently, Undertaker had appeared at a Saudi soccer match. I don't know if you guys saw the footage of that. I'd let that footage play, but I'm not trying to get no copyright. But it was pretty badass what went down. But yeah, he made an appearance at the Riyadh Season Cup opener in Saudi Arabia yesterday. And the footage that's out there, it's badass. He actually showed up as vintage Undertaker with the hat and all of that. I know some of you guys aren't really feeling the dead man gimmick, right? The Mark Calloway. Some of you all are not feeling that, and hey, it's all good. But it's worth going out of your way to check out the footage if you haven't seen it. Go out of your way and peep that out. As far as other wrestling news goes, probably one of the other biggest things that's going on that has a lot of people talking is the fact that TNA president Scott D'Amore is no more. The guy basically was, if you want to say terminated, if you want to say released, if you want to say replaced, whatever terminology you want to use, one thing's for certain: Scott D'Amore, as the TNA president, is no more. I did see a press release that was put out by Anthem. There's a new president that's sliding on in there now, and they did thank Scott D'Amore for his years of service. I want to make sure that that is stressed, because when I initially was checking out people in the podcasting world, and this is no dig or anything on anybody particularly, but when the news initially had broke, some people were wondering, well, what's going on here? And it doesn't help when you have somebody like Nick Hausman that's kind of insinuating something bad was going down there with Scott D'Amore or whatever, and I'm going, what could possibly with Scott D'Amore, and just the outpouring love and support that the man had received from practically everybody on the TNA roster that went publicly online and was thanking him and everything. And then something I did not know until yesterday, shows you how much I've been paying attention to my TNA news. I was not aware that Scott D'Amore has, been married to Giselle Shaw, or they've been a couple. I wasn't aware that they've been together for 4 years now. I was not aware of that. Was not aware of that whatsoever. So, not that that means anything, but still, like, whatever Nick Hausman is trying to stir up, it's like, dude, just spit it out. Whatever you think you know, just spit it out. Don't do no cheap plug-in talking about you're going to be talking about it on YouTube or some other crap. Like, just spit it on out already. So I know a lot of people in TNA are heartbroken over Scott D'Amore's exit. You know, it's sadly the nature of the beast when it comes to business. Now, granted, one question that keeps popping up, I see a lot of people asking, well, hey, even if they were going to replace him as president, man, you couldn't keep him as vice president. You couldn't put him in another position. Well, maybe he didn't want to go into another position, because here's something else that everybody needs to think about that's not even bringing this up, which is when a person has been making X amount of money for X amount of time, and now you're going to remove them from that position, and you're going to try to offer them something of a lesser position. With that less position comes less money. Now, I don't know about you guys, but just the way I was brought up, like, okay, you're going to be messing with my money like that. You know, unless I got something already lined up, maybe, just maybe, I'll bite that apple and I'll take that lesser pay for a hot little bit while I'm looking for something else. But typically, most people, when you mess with their money, you talking about some, I'm going to give you this instead of what you are, like, yeah, nah, that ain't happening. So, you know, obviously there's a lot more to that story, and hopefully when the time is right, we'll hear Scott D'Amore, you know, jump out there and talk about, you know, hey, you know, this is how I feel about my exit from the company. Hopefully, you know, and whatever rumors is being put out there, hopefully he'll squash it right then and there, because what's currently in circulation, you're just looking at that going, why, if there's anything that's potentially, okay, yeah, it's justified why they kicked him out, it's like, why didn't we hear about this sooner? Why didn't some of your favorite wrestling news personalities. Why didn't they mention this? Like, you feel where I'm coming from? It's like, something doesn't seem quite right here. Seems a little fishy. What Nick Hausman is putting out there. So kind of be leery about some of that stuff. But from a business standpoint, stuff like this, it happens all the time. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, you can build up. You know what? It would be equivalent to this. Here's a really good analogy. Let's say you come up with the perfect comic book character. Got the look down, great origin story, whole 9 yards. Now, maybe somebody who that's a really good artist, every time you and that friend get together and you start doing your thing, coming up with designs, maybe doing your own little comic book, maybe you're releasing that digitally through whoever, Patreon, whatever, okay? And you're like, man, we got a really great character here. This is a character that DC Comics, Marvel, or even Image, they would be interested in. Yo, how can we set it up so that, we can make even more money off of this character than what we're already getting? Because let's be honest, what we're making right now with this character is pretty much peanuts. But what we got right here, we got something that's pretty groundbreaking. We got something right here that, give us about 5 years, and man, they could be doing a live action movie on this character. And so one thing leads into another, and maybe you're able to get yourselves to that point where you have those meetings with those head honchos from Image, from Marvel, from DC. And they all start making these nice little comfortable packages or whatever, as far as, okay, we want to take that character off your hands and we're willing to give you this package right here, right? Here you go, right? And maybe some of those come with little, okay, if you go with DC Comics, you'll get the blah, blah, blah character created by, you'll get that nod. And you'll get some residuals or whatever, but that's pretty much it. And maybe Marvel Comics is saying to you, okay, look, we want to outright buy those characters off of you all for this amount. We'll give you a created by credit anytime we use them in video games, anime, all forms of media, including digital. We'll make sure, we give you a nod and everything, but yeah, the character would be ours outright to do with as we see fit. And then maybe the other company, it was Image, maybe they just go, yeah, look, so no, you're not going to get a co-credit. No, you're not going to get that. Co-created by credit? No, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get any residuals. Nope, you're just going to get this one-time, flat-out check for X amount of dollars for selling your character, the copyright, the trademark. That's it. And then that company, no matter what deal you choose, that company just basically, they take that concept, they take it to the next level. That same analogy applies pretty much to all walks in life. You get to a point where, I remember when I was working in market research, I remember in my first 2 years working in market research, I remember we had a location that was deep out in Virginia. And this company, I can't remember the name of it now, but it was another market research company that was there in Virginia. And ultimately what happened was, for that company, business it was going downhill for them. And it got to a point where they couldn't afford the lease for that space. Just there's a whole bunch of stuff that was going on. But the long story short, the marketing research company that I worked for, they ended up drawing out some type of a contract or whatever. They ended up not only taking over that company, but basically absorbing them into, the overall umbrella of my company. So, okay, your name was this. Well, nah, we're just going to put our name on that now. Some of the staff, the turnover rate for that Virginia office, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. But a lot of those that were working at that Virginia office, that company of mine, they ended up absorbing them, right? So you had like this merger, so to speak. Like everybody was just under one umbrella, basically. So, we see this type of stuff all the time where, okay, you've gotten it up to this point. Hey, thank you for your services, but we're going to take it from here. So now we're at that point right now with TNA. TNA, for the love of them, now more than ever, they need better, bigger exposure. They're doing a lot of things right, but they need a better TV deal. One where they definitely will have more eyeballs on their content. They need better live attendance. I mean, look, I'll admit, half the time when it comes to TNA, their attendance is a lot better than some of these AEW shows. That's not me throwing any shade on AEW. That's not me throwing any hate on AEW. That's just the truth. Don't believe me? You can definitely go check out, I would highly recommend WrestleTix on social media. They do a really good job letting you know, hey, this is how this arena is looking for this particular event. X amount of seats have been sold. This many is remaining. WrestleTix stays on top of that. And a lot of the times that I see TNA is doing some type of a show, they pretty much are able to sell those bad boys out. They, at times, have, more than once, have had better numbers than an AEW show. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. So, but they need a better TV deal. They got to get better with the live attendance, live gate. If you're not making dollars, it ain't making no sense. I'm talking about that common sense, right? At the end of the day, we all can clamor for our love and admiration for this promotion or that promotion. But if it's seeing a lot of red, it's not good. Can't keep seeing a lot of red. If y'all are just now tuning in, we had spent about the first 30 minutes talking about the WrestleMania 40 kickoff. We had already wrapped that up and everything. Just going over a couple of little wrestling news, little tidbits before we get ready to dive into the wrestling awards. I'll definitely see what's going on with you all's comments in just a hot little bit. But I think that's pretty much it. Unless there's something particular you want me to talk about, wrestling or non-wrestling related, I say let's go ahead and get right into the wrestling awards, yeah? So, man, I've been looking forward to this. We were supposed to do this last week, but with everything that had went down with the Vince McMahon stuff, it was just, yeah, that's okay. And then, what was it? Monday. I think Monday we were going to do this. But what happened this past Monday? I'm trying to think. What happened this past Monday? I think this past Monday. Oh, yeah, this past Monday, dude messed up big time. So the guy that was originally tallying up the results and all that, he messed up big time. So I had to find somebody new. Shout out to Faith. He hooked me up real good. All right, so let me explain how this works so you guys understand, because I have a feeling some of these results you guys are not gonna like, okay? I'm letting you know that right now. There's some interesting surprises that's in here. But hang on. First things first, I need to open up the list here. Yeah, let's open that up. So the way this worked, I had this launch, almost the beginning of January. I had this launch. And what was really cool about this, one thing I kept seeing over and over again was people would do polling options. And my whole thing was, well, let's really just open this up big time and let's just ask a question and let the wrestling fan type in their own response. So this just creates a whole big old world of possibilities, I personally thought. Really gets that fan thinking. And to the many of you that have filled this out, kudos to you. I want to thank you guys for doing it, letting your voices be heard, because a lot of you guys were so cool. The vast majority of you guys were like, I just wanted to answer this. I don't care about the video game. I don't need a video game. I'm good. Thank you. So a lot of you guys just did this just to make sure that your voices were heard. So I hear you all. Appreciate you all. We made sure that we tallied up your votes, and I made sure I doubled down with Faith. I said, yo, this is accurate. These are the official numbers, percentage-wise. Like, we got everybody. Like, yep, this is it. This is everybody. Like, okay, all right, cool. So that's how we got to this point right here. And I want to make sure that I'm looking in the chat room. I have been, but I want to pull up the YouTube chat particularly because I want to make sure that I'm able to see you all's reactions to this in real time. All right. All right, here we go. Hey, everybody. All right, we're about to have some fun. So, this is your 2023 Wrestling Awards presented by yours truly. First up, Match of the Year. Match of the Year. If you don't hear your winner for a lot of these categories, let me pull a President Obama. Don't boo. Vote. Y'all had an opportunity to vote. You had over a month to vote. If you did not vote and you don't like some of these people that's been announced winners, don't boo. Vote. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Match of the Year. Coming in, 12% of the votes for third place. Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega, Wrestle Kingdom. That was a damn good match. I remember shortly after the post-show, when we were doing the post-show after Wrestle Kingdom, I remember giving that match a lot of praise. I remember particularly, because longtime listeners know, for me, when it comes to Kenny Omega, it's, but like, it seems as though out of the calendar year, there will be a handful of singles matches that Kenny Omega, well, damn, he hit that out of the park. I mean, vintage Kenny Omega. Great freaking, but you know what? When you're across the ring from a guy like Will Ospreay, you can really go no wrong, right? But no, they complimented the hell out of each other so damn well. I remember just giving high marks for this match. Yeah. That came in at third place with 12% of the votes. Coming in at second place with 14% of the votes. MJF taking on Bryan Danielson. Iron Man match. Good stuff. That was freaking... I saw this match get a little bit of love. I didn't tally them. I just remember when I was getting ready to send the spreadsheet over, I just remember going, yeah, that was a good one. I definitely remember that one. That was a good one. That that match, what I love the most about that match is the fact that MJF showed that he could go in there and he could hang with the absolute best. And they don't get no better than the technical wizard that is Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. I mean, he really, to be able to, look, it's one thing to be able to hold your own against an in-ring veteran like a Bryan Danielson, but it's a whole new other level of a beast and just the whole 9 yards. You're able to go up against that same man, and you're able to do it in a 60-minute Iron Man match. To date, one of the best performances by both men, respectfully. So, I got to be honest, I'm shocked that didn't come in at number 1, or at least get tied for number 1. I'm very, very surprised at that. Coming in first place with 19% of the votes. Again, coming in at first place with 19% of the votes. Your match of the year, as voted by you all. Wish I had a drum roll, but it's all good. Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, last year's WrestleMania. As voted by you, the fans, that is your match of the year. That match was hard-hitting as I don't know what, from what I remember. I like it when I'm able to just recall a match and I don't even need to freaking look it up just to refresh my memory. I remember looking at that match and I just said, God damn, these boys, they really went in there and they hit it out of the damn park. And if I remember correctly, that was one of those matches that was like, if it wasn't a kickoff match, when I say kickoff, like, if that wasn't what was officially on the pay-per-view as an opener, then it might have, I don't think that was a kickoff. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a kickoff, but wasn't that like a starter for one of those nights of WrestleMania? Now I'm looking at the card right now because I need to jog my memory here. I want to look at the card and see what was going on here. All right, so I'm looking at night 1 and I'm looking at night 2. And it looks like, hang on here. So that would have been night 2. I was almost right as far as a kickoff to one of the nights. It was the third match for night 2. And that went 16 minutes. And remember, that was for the Intercontinental Championship. That was a damn good match. Yeah. Yeah, I remember being on the post show going, yo, that match exceeded my expectations. And then I remember coming back saying, but you know what? I should have expected this was going to be a banger because if you got Sheamus involved, and then remember the feud that was going on between Sheamus and Drew McIntyre for a little bit where they were beating the holy hell out of each other on SmackDown. And eventually Gunther gets thrown into the mix. Like, yeah, that was definitely freaking badass. So that is what you guys voted. Now we'll sign off on whether or not, hey, look, I think you all got it right. Or, I think you all should have considered this. I'll let you guys know straight up if I felt, this one was wrong. But I think as far as match of the year, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for being match of the year. All right, so we've got tag team of the year. That's coming up next. All right, and then to help me out a little bit here, hang on here. What I'm doing on the back end, I'm getting the images, like I've already added the graphics and everything. And now I'm just basically sliding them in there like that. There we go. All right, so tag team match of the year. Coming in at third place with 5% of the votes. FTR versus Young Bucks. Yeah, that was. Well, hang on. You all that voted for that, by typing that in, I wish you guys would have been more specific about which FTR versus Young Bucks match, because we saw how many in 2023? What, 3, right? Or was it 4? There was a lot that went down. I wish you guys that said that would have been more specific. And not for nothing, but some of the people that have filled this out, I remember there was one guy, there was one match particularly that had his vote, and I loved it. He made sure to mention that it was not only an episode of Dynamite, but he put in the date of that episode. I'm going, damn, that is very, very specific. That's what's up. So you all will have to your own device, damn, which was it the first time? Like, anyway. Second place, 36% of the votes, FTR versus Bullet Club Gold, 2 out of 3 falls match. Yeah, I thought that was actually a pretty good match. I enjoyed that one as well. Coming in at first place with 45% of the votes, your winner, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, taking on the Usos for the undisputed tag team titles. Didn't they unify all those belts or whatever? Something like that? Yeah. By that point, yeah. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Usos, last year's WrestleMania 39. That is what you guys voted for your tag team match of the year. Don't boo. Vote. Don't boo. Vote. All we do is just tally everything up. That's how we do it, right? We look at your responses and then we tallied it up. And that's how it came out to be. So you all voted. I'm okay with that. I don't know about you guys. I'm okay with that. I mean, looking at the list, considering the top 3, yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's right. All right, next up, wrestling event / pay-per-view / PLE of the year. Coming in third place with 5% of the votes, Forbidden Door. Coming in second place with 19% of the votes, AEW All In. Coming in first place with 31% of the votes, WrestleMania 39. And I mean, look, last year's WrestleMania, it was, I mean, just listen to this card again, just to refresh you all's memory. WrestleMania 39. Austin Theory taking on John Cena for the United States Championship. Street Profits facing Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders. This was a men's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way tag team match. That was a damn good tag match, too. Seth frickin' Rollins, one-on-one with Logan Paul, normal match. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch taking on Damage Control in a 6-woman tag match. Rey Mysterio faced his son, Dominic Mysterio. Rhea Ripley, I know somebody in the chat was just saying how big of a Rhea Ripley fan they are. Rhea Ripley facing Charlotte Flair, singles match, SmackDown Women's Championship. Pat McAfee, one-on-one with The Miz. And pretty much night 1, wrapping up with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeating the Usos to become the new undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. And then night 2, Brock Lesnar taking on Omos. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defeating Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Women's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Match. Gunther, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, that triple threat for the IC title. Bianca Belair faced Asuka, singles match for the Raw Women's Championship. Snoop Dogg defeated The Miz. Oh, man. Edge, Demon Balor, Hell in a Cell. That was actually a damn good match. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Undisputed Universal Championship. That whole card was both nights of WrestleMania. I really, really enjoyed. I'm trying to think if there was one night I enjoyed more so than I'm kind of having some of it play back in my head a little bit. And I think it was a case where, okay, there was only some things from night 2 I had enjoyed, whereas night 1, it really felt like that had more of the sizzle as far as I was concerned, if I remember it right. So I'm curious now. I'm probably going to check it out on the weekend and see how I reacted to the post-show initially. Worst wrestling event / pay-per-view / PLE of the year. Coming in at 3rd%. Coming in at 3rd. I'm sorry, I got distracted there. I was reading the chat. Worst wrestling event / pay-per-view / PLE of the year. Coming in at 3rd place with 5% of the votes. It's actually a tie. SummerSlam and NWA Samahan. Is that how you pronounce it? Sam Hoon? Now, I'm looking at the SummerSlam. I'm going, well, wait a minute here. What's going on with SummerSlam? Why you all that said SummerSlam, why'd you mention that? What happened here? Let's go over that card just to refresh everybody's memory here. And remember, this was SummerSlam just one night. Not 2 nights, just one night of SummerSlam. Logan Paul taking on Ricochet. I remember that was a damn good match. Cody Rhodes against Brock Lesnar. That was another damn good match. LA Knight won a 25-man Slim Jim Battle Royale. I remember a lot of us were pretty happy for LA Knight. Shayna Baszler faced Ronda Rousey in a MMA rules match. I remember a general sigh over that match. Like, collectively, as an entire wrestling community, a lot of us sighed over that match. Gunther, Drew McIntyre, singles match, IC title. Seth frickin' Rollins taking on Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Both of those matches were actually pretty damn good. Bianca, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, triple threat match for the Women's Championship. I remember that being pretty good. Oh, yeah, and then Io Sky came out, shocked. Yeah, that got a nice pop from the crowd. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Tribal Combat for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and recognition of Tribal Chief of the family. That was actually a really damn good match. Roman talking a whole bunch of trash in that one from what I remember. Yeah, no, I thought SummerSlam 2023 was honestly a solid card from what I can remember. So, hey, you guys, we just tally them up. You guys said as far as worst pay-per-views goes, well, that's at number 3, but it's tied with NWA Samahan, however the hell you pronounce that thing. Can we take a look at that card? I'm curious here, because why are you guys like Surely you didn't vote for that because of what the Sinister Minister, Father James Mitchell, had did with the little cocaine spot. Hopefully you didn't vote, right? Because that would be more of a moment than the pay-per-view. But let's look at the card here. I'm curious. Jesus, 15 matches. So what was this? I see a bunch of P's. What are these? Pre-show? Pre-show. Okay, I'm not interested in the pre-show. I want to know about the actual card here. Let's look at the actual card here. Okay, Magic Inc., Cody James and Magic Jake Dumas, Alex Misery, Judas, Max the Impaler, Sal the Pal, Koa Laxamana, Magnum Muscle, Devil's Last Dance Ultimate Hardcore. Since Sal and Gag's team lost, Sal and Gags will be forever. Oh, wow, they're forever tied to the Father James Mitchell, okay? Rush Freeman, Brady Pierce, loser leaves NWA match. Colby Carino taking on Joe Alonzo, pillar to post match for the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship. Southern Six, Kerry Morton and Alex Taylor with Ricky Morton defeated the Headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher by pinfall. Rock and roll tag match. If your partner kicks out, you take a shot. That sounds like it might have been fun. Need to check that out. Jax Dane, Blake Bulletproof Troop, submission match. Pretty Empowered. Okay. These names, besides Colby Carino and Rush Freeman, Pretty Empowered. I know about them. Okay, I remember them. Wow, they're still the women's tag champions. That's great. They defeated Taylor Rising and Natalia Markova. Natalia Markova is still there. All right now. Thrill Billy, Silas Mason taking on Chris Adonis. Burning Lake Brawl for the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. Chris Adonis has been on a roll. Last I had saw, but it's been a good minute. Been a good minute since I saw the NWA product. But last I had saw, Adonis seemed like he was building up towards something. Brothers of Funstruction, Yabu and Rufu, and Violent J defeated Vampiro and La Rebellion, Basta 666 and Mecha Wolf, Riddlebox 6-man tag match. Now I know Basta 666 is no longer with the NWA. He rolled out, made that announcement a couple of weeks ago. Kenzie Page defending the NWA World Women's Championship against Ruthie. Why I say that name and all I'm thinking about right now is never mind. Blunt Force Trauma. Blunt Force Trauma taking on Knox and Murdoch. Knights of the Round Table tables match for the NWA World Tag Team titles. And finally, your main event match, EC3 taking on Tom Latimer. No Limits match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. So that's the card. So shout out to my NWA watchers out there. I know some of you guys, because I know you guys are going to be playing this back on demand on the downloads. Those of you that have saw this pay-per-view, sound off and let us know if you agree with this joint being tied for third place for worst wrestling event of the year. Sound off and let us know if that's a fair assessment or no, that's just wrong, totally wrong. Coming in at second place with 21% of the votes, AEW World's End. AEW World's End. Oh my God. When the world ends, collect your things. You're coming with me. We're gonna be crazy like a river bend. When the world ends. Let's see here. I'm looking at the card for it right now as we speak. Just trying to jog my memory. Let me jog you all's memory too. I don't care about the pre-show joints. Let's go for the actual card. 8-man tag match, Blackpool Combat Clubs, Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, Mark Briscoe, Daniel Garcia defeated Jay Lethal, Brody King, Jay White, and Roosh. 8-man tag match. Miro defeated Andrade El Idolo. Timeless Tony Storm defeated Rio for the AEW Women's World Championship. Swerve Strickland defeated Dustin Rhodes. Remember, it was supposed to be Keith Lee in there, but he wasn't cleared to go. Sting, Darby Allin, and Les Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara defeated Ricky Starks, Big Bill, and the Don Callis family. Takesha, Powerhouse Hobbs, 8-man tag match. Julia Hart defeated Abaddon, House Rules match for the AEW TBS Championship. Adam Copeland defeated Christian Cage. It's a no disqualification match for the AEW TNT Championship. Right, and then it was Killswitch that was about to cash in his opportunity when Cage said, no, give it to me. I want it. Give it to me. And then Cage pretty much got the title right back. That was a hilarious moment from what I remember. Eddie Kingston defeated John Moxley, championship final for the Continental Classic for the inaugural American Triple Crown champion. Main event match, Samoa Joe defeating MJF for the AEW World Championship. All right, so it's coming back to me now. I know where things really went down south was how everything had played out post-match between Samoa Joe, MJF, Adam Cole, the whole reveal as the devil. That was just kind of right? The card was fairly good, but it's hard to think about the overall card when you're more so caught up in the moment. So this is one of those AEW fans or truly unbiased wrestling fans that watch a lot of wrestling promotions from various promotions. Do you think this is worthy of being in second place there for worst wrestling event of the year? Sound off. Coming in at number one with 31% of the votes, WWE Crown Jewel. WWE Crown Jewel. Now, refresh you guys' memory on that card, and I'll be able to tell you if this is right as far as being number one goes. I'll be able to tell you guys. All right, so Seth frickin' Rollins defeating Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. Rhea Ripley defeating Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. Fatal 5-way for the Women's World Championship. Solo Sikoa defeating John Cena. That was actually good. I like the way they did Solo in that one. That was good. Logan Paul defeating Rey Mysterio. That was another good one. Io Sky defeating Bianca Belair for the Women's Championship. Cody Rhodes defeating Damian Priest. Yeah, that was a good one as well. Roman Reigns defeating LA Knight for the Undisputed Universal Championship. That was a good one as well. So just thinking about it here. 1 good match, 2 good matches, 3 good matches, 4 good matches. 4 of those matches were pretty good from what I remember. So I think that's another one right there where, hey, do you all agree with this one? Was it done right? But again, we just tally them up. And the way the vote is looking, Crown Jewel, worst wrestling event of 2023. Maybe because LA Knight didn't win. Maybe because you guys will have to fill in the blanks right there. Moving right along. We are now up to, let's see, do I want to do that now or do I want to come back? Let me see, how does this, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Your female wrestler of the year. Coming in third place with 7% of the votes, Athena. I gotta admit, I'm very surprised that Athena picked up just enough votes to even slide into, I guess she's really doing it on ROH television there, as you guys had voted apparently. So, gotta say, very surprised, because Lord knows in 2023 she was hardly on AEW television there. So, second place with 10% of the votes, Toni Storm. I gotta admit, I would have thought that would have been a little bit higher. Not number one, but I would have thought that for sure at number two, I would have thought she would have commanded a more stronger lead. Because the fact that she's at 10% and Athena's at 7%, like, nah, man, it shouldn't even be that close. Like, Toni Storm, because you can make the argument that essentially almost the second half of 2023, Toni Storm definitely was cranking it up a notch and then some. So, coming in first place with 60% of the votes. And I got to say, when I initially was looking at this after the survey had first launched, this girl was winning unanimously early on. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm going, yo, this is a flawless victory. This girl freaking is going to crush this. And sure enough, as soon as I had went live on the air and I said, yo, la da 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 da, what happens? I jinxed it, because the next thing I know, other girls start getting the vote. But this woman won with 60% of the votes to claim the number one spot. Mami, ¿qué pasó? Rhea Ripley. Congratulations, Rhea Ripley. You are the female wrestler of the year for the Lee Sanders Wrestling Awards. Well deserved. I mean, you look at the year of dominance that Rhea Ripley had there in 2023. I mean, just left and right, steamrolling through the competition. It's never been dull for Rhea Ripley. If there was anything that was, okay, we're kind of starting to hit a little bit of a roadblock here, you can definitely say that in regards to 2023, we did start getting to a point with Rhea Ripley where, hey, can we start building up some girls already? Because some of these women, Rhea Ripley has already faced a couple of times. We need to build up some new, fresh opponents here. You know, let's freaking go there already. And to WWE's credit, they did start doing that. Now look, remember what had went down there with, who was it, Maxine Dupree? That didn't really, that was unfortunate and everything. By the way, that reminds me, don't forget, coming up on, I believe, Monday Night Raw, Liv Morgan's going to be in action. She's going to be taking on Rhea Ripley. So that should be a fun little match to check out and everything. But Rhea Ripley, my God, charismatic, freaking solid in the ring. I mean, she is a freaking powerhouse in the ring, man. And looks fine doing it. That's the other thing. She looks fine doing it. Hey, I think y'all got it right in regards to Rhea Ripley. I truly believe that you all got it right. Pretty good title defenses. Consistently, good quality of work. I can't hate on that one. I don't think anybody really can hate on that one. So good stuff right there. Male Wrestler of the Year. Coming in third place with 14% of the votes, Gunther. gotta admit, I thought Gunther would have been much higher. I would have thought Gunther would have been much higher. I'm very surprised that Gunther came in third place. That just makes me go, guys, what the hell, man? Gunther's getting no respect. Like, what the hell here, man? Honestly, based on this list, there's one name I'm really surprised y'all didn't even give him the nod. I'll reveal that name in a little bit. Second place, 19% of the votes. Will Ospreay. I guess the way some of you guys are looking at this, I guess you're looking at the totality for those of you that voted in Will Ospreay. I'm assuming you all are just looking at the overall totality of his work for any and all promotions that he showed up in for 2023, and you're not just looking at AEW, because if we just solely look at AEW, then yeah, it wasn't really that many appearances, unfortunately. You can literally count them all. So I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, the way this was voted by those that typed in Will Ospreay, they were looking at the totality of what all he was doing in 2023 and felt, you know what, based off of that, what the eyes are seeing, yeah, man, Wrestler of the Year for sure. But again, he came in second place with 19% of the votes. Coming in first place with 24% of the votes, your winner for Male Wrestler of the Year, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF, congrats. You know, Male Wrestler of the Year, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I think, but see, remember when I said, yo, there's one name that I'm really surprised didn't even get an honorable mention, and I went back to see if anybody had typed him in there, and nobody did. I'm surprised Seth Rollins didn't get an honorable mention. I'm very surprised he did not get an honorable mention. For all the crap that we give Seth Rollins, you know, whether it's the outfits or whatever you want to bring up, I don't know why, but one of my dogs is barking. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, you know, the workhorse of a champion. Hang on a second. What is going on here? Shh. Come here, little buddy. Shh. Come here, little buddy. I must be hearing stuff. Sorry, guys. I could have sworn I heard some barking, but now I am not sure. I'll probably check in a hot minute if I continue to hear barking. I swear I'm hearing it, unless I'm going crazy. Anyway, but yeah, the workhorse champion there. I mean, he's defending the title left and right, just all over the place, pay-per-view, shows. Like, I'm very surprised Seth Rollins did not get a nod there. Very, very surprised at that. But MJF, yeah, you could essentially say, when you look back on AEW in 2023, and for that whole duration of MJF being champion and everything, he was one of the main highlights besides focal points for AEW programming. I mean, let's be honest, it feels not the same with MJF being off TV right now. It feels like something is severely missing, greatly missing. I don't like it. You know, I'm already counting down until we see the man come back on our TV once again. But just that whole arc that was going on there with Adam Cole, you know, Best Buds, just all of that. Just everything was entertaining with MJF. So, yeah. And he even wrestled more in 2023. Male Wrestler of the Year? Yeah, sure. What the hell? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Tag Team of the Year is what's coming up next. By the way, if you guys haven't done so already, cannot stress it enough. Make sure you hit the like, follow the show on YouTube and everything. Subscribe. Really helps out. Put more eyeballs on the content. Tag Team of the Year. Let's go. Third place, 5% of the votes, the Guns. Hey, I'm just happy that the Guns even got mentioned. That's great. Boys are coming along. 7% of the votes has this next one coming up in second place, but it's a tie. Judgment Day, followed by MJF and Adam Cole. I would have thought MJF and Adam Cole would have been a clear-cut winner, to be perfectly honest. And then if not a winner, for sure just lock in second place. Despite everything that's been happening with your Tag Team of the Year winners, the fact that, they're hardly on TV and a little bit of controversy going on with one of them, they've still been able to get you all's votes enough to secure the number one spot. Congratulations to the Tag Team of the Year in FTR, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler. We know Cash is unfortunately having some legal issues right now. I know he recently had made the news. It looks like as far as prosecution goes, that is going to be underway. If I remember reading that correctly. If you guys give me a second, I can actually find that report. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be, Cash Wheeler that is, looks like he's going to be facing criminal charges. After all, looks like this is by Ella Bennett of the UBJ. Shout out to them. Let's see. PW Insider's Mike Johnson provided an update on the case, revealing that Orange County prosecutors intend to pursue the aggravated assault with a firearm charge against Wheeler, despite a previous plea of not guilty filed by Wheeler's attorney. The potential conviction could result in a prison term of up to 5 years in addition to probation and a fine. So this is still lingering for Cash Wheeler, unfortunately. But, yeah, I mean, FTR, they had some great moments there in 2023. I know towards the tail end, they were messing around with the House of Black, which I enjoy because I've been wanting to see them lock it up with the House of Black. It actually, and didn't that bleed into 2024, at least at the start? It kind of feels like it did, because when was the match that they all did that was in North Carolina? Was that actually in January, or was that towards late December? I'm having a hard time dusting the cobwebs off of that one to remember, but and then let's not also forget at one point there in 2023, FTR, I mean, what tag team titles did they not have before they all just started, disappearing left and right and everything? As a matter of fact, now's a good time to find out. Hang on. Now's a good time to find out at this point how many tag team titles they're still holding on to, if they're holding on to any at all here. I'm looking. See, I don't see anything that says current. That's the thing. Because I'm already looking at the list. I don't see anything that says current. I wish I could see something that says current, but it doesn't look like. Hang on here. Let me just double check. There's one tag titles I'm trying to see here. Yeah, they're not holding on to any tag titles right now. But, man, when you look at, 2023, FTR. Yeah. because they also were making appearances here and there for some other promotions as well. I'll give it to them. Yeah. I think you guys got that right. So far, with some of the, in most part, you guys have been on point so far. Let's keep it rocking and rolling because we got some fun categories coming up. All right. Most improved female wrestler of the year. Coming in third place, 10% of the votes, Toni Storm. I'm surprised that's not much higher. I gotta say, I am surprised that is low. That is very, very, very low. All right, let's see here. Coming in at second place with 14% of the votes, Tiffany Stratton. Yeah, for second place, yeah, I would agree with that. First place, 36% of the votes. Yeah, I have no issues with this one. Most improved female of the year, Julia Hart. Hell yeah. Y'all got that one right, as far as I'm concerned. Y'all got that one right. Leaps and bounds of improvement, not just from a in-ring capacity, but just the overall presentation of the character development. Yeah, Julia Hart, hands down, yes, she's checked all those boxes. Particularly, though, the in-ring work. It's tremendously improved. So, and she just gets better and better. Every time we freaking see her. So, y'all got that one right. I have no issues with that one whatsoever. And to think she's still a kid. When it's all said and done, she's still a kid. Imagine where she's going to be in about 5 years. Because, I mean, she's still just scratching the surface. But just imagine, like, 5 years from now. Oh, my God. Really will take it up. Of all the women on the AEW roster, as far as most improved, yeah, for 2023, for sure. That brings us to the most improved male wrestler of the year. Coming in at third place with 10% of the votes, my man Trick Williams. Now, see, I would have thought Trick Williams would have been much higher. Because he did put in some months there. He did do a little bit of grinding there, but you guys are going not so fast, Lee. Not so fast. Okay. All right. 10% of the votes for third place, Trick Williams. Second place, I found this one interesting. Again, most improved male wrestler for 2023. I found this next one interesting. Sliding in the second place, Swerve Strickland. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, because you could almost make an argument that, well, not for nothing, but this is the same Swerve that we had in 2022. It's just that now in 2023, we've just kind of got him in a position where he's getting more TV time, and rightfully so, but I don't know about that one. I really don't know about that one. Now, see, if you were to maybe take that name out and most improved male wrestler of the year, well, let's finish off. Your number one, and I agree with this one, with 40% of the votes to secure the number one spot. The one, the only. You love to hate him. You boo him every single time he pops up on your TV or you see him live. Dominic Mysterio. I agree with that. The kid has improved tremendously. Not just, I mean, much like Julia, when you really stop and think about it. Mic game improvement, check. In-ring work improvement, check. Character development, check. Just everything is just check with Dominic Mysterio. And remember at one point when he had the North American Championship and he was just bouncing all over the place with that bad boy. Yeah, 2023 was a really, really good year for Dominic Mysterio. And as far as most improved, yeah, I would definitely give him that nod. I'm just trying to think, looking at Swerve Strickland, though, like that one just, that screams to me, no, I don't think that's most improved. I don't think he has any business being on this list for this category. He has no business, but you guys sound off. Let me know what you think about this. But I'm not really feeling that one. I got Damian Priest is the most improved. Dominic is definitely coming into his own, but Priest has developed into a main event caliber guy. Yeah, you know what? I don't mind Dominic winning this one, but if I could have it my way, if we could take Swerve out and put Damian in there, then I would say, okay, the list is fine. Because Damian definitely, in 2023, definitely he has chipped away at finding more of a personality. Because it was never an issue of his in-ring work. It was just all about chipping away, carving out a personality, really getting the reaction from the crowd. And he's able to do that now with ease, like no issues whatsoever. Yeah, take Swerve out, put in Damian Priest. The list is fine. Worst female wrestler of the year. Worst female wrestler of the year. Now, for some of these worst categories, I know some of you guys were like, when you were filling it out, some of you all were like, oh, that's not nice. Like you didn't want to type in, so you said that's not nice, or you left it blank, or you like when you hear the winners for some of these worst awards and you go, that sucks. Like, don't boo. Vote. You had a chance. So if you did not vote and you hear the name for these worst categories, just ask yourself, did I vote? And if you didn't vote, well, hopefully next go round, you'll vote. Worst female wrestler of the year. Coming in at 8% of the votes, Abaddon. Yo, I gotta throw the flag down on that one. Why would you vote for Abaddon? Abaddon has hardly made television appearances, and when they do, I mean, it's definitely memorable, right? I mean, that is just the overall presentation of the Abaddon character, from the entrance, the way they move in the ring, looking at some of the vignettes that they post online and everything, little teaser clips and all that. Their social media game is pretty on point. I think y'all got this one wrong. I would love to understand why Abaddon gets this nod. Why Abaddon is even getting a whiff of this category, because that just really, really baffles me. I got to admit to you guys, it really, really baffles me. Coming in at 10% for second place, it's a tie. Believe it or not, it's a tie. Charlotte Flair and Saraya. Now, Charlotte Flair, I'm trying to understand why Charlotte Flair is getting the vote in here, because the last little bit that we saw of Charlotte Flair right before she had got injured, unfortunately, she was doing her best in trying to put other girls over. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm missing something now, look, I'll give myself the scapegoat. I say to you guys all the time on the shows, man, sadly on Fridays, I usually just watch the last 30 minutes of SmackDown or last 15 minutes, and then I got to go right into AEW Rampage live coverage for the 401 Mania site. So, that's my out. If I'm missing a lot more to the Charlotte story, let me know. But when I was dipping my head into checking out SmackDown, way before Charlotte got injured, it seemed like she was working with other girls, whoever was the top baby face. She was trying to work with them to overthrow the heels. It really seemed like the Charlotte Flair character was at a point where it was basically, okay, let's give the rub off to this person the best way that we can possible. So I look at anytime I see Charlotte Flair and I see the category worst female or anything negative that involves female, it's kind of one of those, Charlotte. I think Charlotte gets a bad rep. I really, really do. You think Charlotte is just showing up to work and she's going, hey, I want to be in this match. I want to put me in. No, and she's being told what to freaking do. I'm sure she has some input. For as long as she's been there, I would like to believe she's got some input to the point of, hey, is that really the right direction we should be going? Hey, are we really sure about? Because I've been seeing what's been going on with her, and she actually, right? So, Saraya, what makes her tied here with Charlotte Flair? Again, this is number 2. But Saraya, what's making her? Is it because she checkmates people on social media? Because I've seen her get her fair share of trolls online, and her social media game's pretty on point when it comes to tackling them. So, if you want to make the argument, though, that, for the times that I've seen Saraya in the ring, it's been the drizzles. She's got no business wrestling. It's just, she needs to be done already. If we're talking just, is put the character, gimmick, whatever to the side, the whole, what are they calling themselves now? Outcast. Put all that to the side. Just Saraya herself. Like, nah, man, it's just, even at that, I don't know if she would be in the worst female. I don't know about that. First place. Coming in first place with 31% of the votes. Oh, I can't believe y'all did this. Y'all did my girl dirty. Y'all did my girl dirty on this one, man. That's okay, though. Coming in at number 1, Nia Jax. Oh, y'all hate the answers, man. I love you guys on that one. I'm just picturing the people that's going to be tuning in and they're going to be hearing these results. Your man ain't do nothing. All I did was tally them up. That's it. We asked an open-ended question and people put in their own answers, and then we come back afterwards. We tally it all up. You, the people, have spoken. Y'all said for worst female wrestler of the year, Nia Jax. Damn, y'all vicious. Look, my critique of Nia Jax, it's going to be the same whether it's a Monday, a Wednesday, a Sunday. It's going to be the same every single time, which is this. As long as Nia Jax, and I've said this about Nia Jax for years, when Nia Jax can just slow her tempo down and really do her part in protecting her dance partner, she can pull off a decent match. You get Nia Jax with the right opponent, and then on those rare occasions, you go, damn, that was a really good Nia Jax match. To this day, I think about the first lockup that Nia Jax had with Ronda Rousey. That was one of the best singles matches that Nia Jax, and I think I was on the post show that night for it, saying, yo, if not for her entire career, like definitely in recent memory, that was like one of her best singles matches and everything. Nia Jax can be inconsistent. That's been the number one issue with Nia Jax, because one week you're like, okay, she checked off all the boxes, pulled off a rather comparable, rather decent match, and then the very next week, she can be unintentionally reckless. We've seen this many, many times. So, was a bit rocky during her return last year. It was a bit rocky, but she's starting to turn a corner for the better. You know, if you notice, she's been losing the weight, which is great because you're taking off the pressure from those legs and everything. Helps you out with the mobility and a lot better and everything. So, you know, she's making her strides, but whether or not 2024 will continue, right? Hopefully it'll be a building block for her, a series of building blocks where she'll get better and better each time and everything. But just thinking about how things were when she resurfaced and those handful of matches to pretty much close out 2023, I can understand why she's on this list. I can understand why she has clinched the number one spot. So, yeah. Nia, I love you, baby. I love you. You know I love you. I got nothing but love for you, honey. I ain't vote for you on this one, though. Just, you know, hey, it's all good, though. It's all good. My worst female, if I had to put a female on here for worst female wrestler of the year, if I had to. Jesus. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Let me come back to you on that one. All right, worst male wrestler of the year. Coming in at 8%, Tyrus. I get it. Some of you guys were not feeling him as the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I get it. Second place, 10% of the votes, CM Punk. CM Punk, 10% of the votes. Lord have mercy. Coming in with 13% of the votes to clinch the number one spot. Worst male wrestler of the year. I think you all know why this person is even on this list. Roman Reigns. Let's be honest. He likely made this list because people are tired of him as the champion. And they're ready for a change. They're ready for a new drug. One that won't make them sick. One that won't make them nervous. Wondering what to do. I'm not going to finish the rest of that. You all know how the song goes. I get it. Sincerely. I get why Roman is on the list. But, man, when you look at most complete package, though, one of the best on the microphone, how far along Roman Reigns has come as an overall performer. Now that everything is just clicking on all cylinders, you just got to give it up to the big dog. You know, leaps and bounds. It's so funny because it took years for Roman to get it all together. It did. Figure it all out and everything. But now that he has, I mean, he is just, you know, he gets a reaction. Without a shadow of doubt. He gets a reaction. All right. Female newcomer of the year. This is my favorite category. Female newcomer of the year. Third place, 11% of the votes, Billy Starks. I'm okay with that. And then 13% for second place, we have a tie. Julia Hart and Tiffany Stratton. Y'all breaking my heart with these ties, man. But you know what? As far as who clinched number one, y'all got it right as far as I'm concerned. And that makes me a very, very happy man. Makes me a very, very happy man. Coming in at number one, it is the beautiful, it is the lovely Sky Blue. I love Sky Blue. I don't like what's going on with her currently, though. She's done a 180 with her presentation, costume, makeup, and all of that jazz. I'm not really a fan of it. They even changed her music as well. Like everything that was working, everything that made the Sky Blue character attractive. Sorry about that. I just created my own new word there. Attractable. No, everything that was attractive about Sky Blue, it's like they just did a 180. And look, who knows? Maybe Sky Blue said, hey, I want to go in a different direction with my character. I want to show that I'm more than just eye candy. Who knows? Who knows why the sudden change? And the wardrobe, the character presentation, who knows why the sudden change, but I've always been a firm believer, hey, when something works, you stick with it. And I'm sure my buddy Julian Cannon would attest to this, but I remember Julian saying that some wrestling convention he was at, there was a lot of people in Sky Blue's line, that wanted to see her and everything. And you hear that. Obviously, something's working, right? Obviously, something's being done right if she's got long lines out the ass of people, that's trying to see her and everything. So, again, if something is working, you kind of want to, stick to it and everything. When we've seen her on TV, because remember, there was a point there where AEW Rampage was basically, if it's Friday night, you know what that means. Sky Blue's going to be on my TV tonight. I'm all right with that. And like now, it's like, damn, where's Sky Blue? And if you say AEW Collision, okay, I really got to watch Collision more. But, we've seen her sporadically now, unfortunately. And, hopefully 2024 we'll see them utilize her more properly. I think if they build her up right, she can either be a TBS or AEW Women's Champion before the end of 2024. I mean, she's got the following and all that. They just got to, put some steam behind that girl already and make it go. Just make it go already. Congrats to Sky Blue, Female Newcomer of the Year. Now then, Male Newcomer of the Year. With 6% of the votes, we got ourselves a tie. All these people are a tie at 6%? Jesus Christ. LA Knight, Trick Williams, Nick Wayne. How did Nick Wayne get on this list? Okay. Hook and Lexis King. All these guys came in third place. Coming in second place with 8% of the votes, Swerve Strickland. I wouldn't say for newcomer. No. I'm looking at the results here, the winners. I'm looking at this in real time and reacting the way I didn't look at the winners beforehand. So if I'm being long-winded about some things because I'm literally going over like, wait, what? Yeah, male newcomer? No. Swerve? No. I think y'all messed up right here. I think for male newcomer, my man in NXT, Oba, Fema, whatever that dude's name is, I think maybe he should have gotten the nod there. Coming in first place with 11% of the votes, I am seeing a tie. We've got our first tie for first place, and I'm just trying to see if another tie for first place is going to... It looks like we've got one more tie. Hang on here. Just for first place I'm talking about. It looks like we got one more tie. Oh, no. 2 more ties for first place. There's 2 more ties for first place that's going to kick in. All right, so hang on. Let me just go back here. All right, let me load this up. And for this one being a tie, I think you guys might be able to understand it. Where are we here? I'm trying to load up an image. Bear with me here. I did have it. I did have the image. Oh, I see how I broke it down. Okay. All right, I got it. I got it now, guys. All right, so your first runner-up for first place. Again, this is a tie for first place. So your first runner-up, none other than Logan Paul. Yeah, I would say he is still a newcomer. I would say that. And I mean, it's been rare. You know, we get to see Logan Paul and everything. I guess I'm willing to still call him a newcomer. Would you all? Would you all call him a newcomer? Or if not, who would you slide in there in Logan Paul's place? Sound off. And then for your second part, because remember it's a tie for first place, the big man himself, Oba Fima. I love this dude. Great freaking look. Comes off intimidating. I love how this guy is being presented so far down there in NXT. I see big, big things. I smell money. There is money to be made off of that big man there. Oh, yeah, just imagine if you put that guy up on the main roster, you get him around MVP and Omos. Oh, man, you're going to do some nice, big, cool-ass things on that note. Feud of the year with 7% of the votes coming in third place. Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. That was very good. It was very good. Second place, 12% of the votes. Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page. It just made it. It just made it. That was good. Yeah, that was a good feud. And coming in first place with 26% of the votes. I don't think anybody is going to dispute this one. I would honestly be shocked for those that don't like this one at number 1. But coming in at number 1, Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline. That was beautifully, very well played out. Way all that was executed. Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. I think y'all got that one right. Let's see here. Best storyline of the year. Third place, 7% of the votes. MJF title reign and eventual title loss. Second place, 19% of the votes. MJF and Adam Cole rivalry turned friendship. And at first place, 33% of the votes, the Bloodline Saga. I don't have an issue with any of those. All of those are really, really good. Yeah. You guys got any issues with those? Like, I think y'all did that one right. That category, I think y'all were on point for that one. The WTF, the what the moment of the year. Third place, 7% of the votes. Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page, Texas Death Match. Yeah, that was pretty gruesome. It was pretty gruesome. Second place, 10% of the votes. Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania. I know. That broke a lot of you all's hearts. I get it. I get it. Sincerely, I get it. Y'all weren't expecting it. You were traumatized. I get it. Coming in at number 1 with 48% of the votes. I think you guys know what it is. Anybody want to take a guess? Anybody want to sound off in the chat? What do you think the WTF moment was for 2023? I'll give you an honorable mention. Because I did see this before I had handed everything over to be tallied up. I do remember seeing CM Punk versus Jack Perry. CM Punk gets fired from AEW. I did see that get a mention, but it didn't get enough, people that filled out the survey, they didn't choose that. I only saw it one time, so that's why, when you hear the breakdown percentage of the votes, basically it was a case where, more than 2, 3, 4 times this was mentioned. Pretty much that's how it's tallied up and everything. But coming in with 48% of the votes to lock in the number 1 spot, your WTF moment of the year, CM Punk returning to WWE. It's a badass moment. That was a badass moment. Just when you think WWE can't deliver any more WTF moments, they give you that one. Hell really did freeze over that night. That was a great night. My favorite category here. The You Just Put a Black Eye on the Entire Industry Award. Coming in at 3rd place. It's a tie. Now mind you, when people were voting and everything, again, they were taking in everything that happened in 2023. So when you hear this first name, I don't want you to think about the newer stuff that had came out about this guy, but just think about what was out initially, pretty much to close out 2023, okay? All right, so coming in 3rd place, we got a tie. Chris Jericho, totally understandable, right at about that time, Kylie Ray stuff, all that, right? And then Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle, of course, the JFK airport incident, the security guard, which is doing his job, right? All that, ultimately, Riddle out of a job. Yeah. Coming in 2nd place with 19% of the votes. Now, this next name, we know a lot more stuff now in 2024 than we did to close out the year. With 19% of the votes locking in 2nd place, Vince McMahon. And coming in 1st place with 26% of the votes. This is a 2-time winner because he just won an award. He literally just won an award. And he also gets the award for You Just Put a Black Eye on the Entire Industry. CM Punk. Oh, snap. How do you guys... Oh, my God. It's so funny. It's so funny when you think about it, right? You know why CM Punk was voted in there, obviously. We don't need to go down that path. You know why he's been voted. It's just so funny. It's like he gets the WTF moment and the You Just Put a Black Eye on the Entire Industry Award. That is hilarious, man. Seriously. CM Punk, though, 2-time winner. All right, now. All right. We're almost done. We only got a couple of more categories, and then we're going to get into the raffle drawing for WWE 2K. All right, let's see here. Best wrestling social media follower. I saw, now, from what I did see before everything was being tallied, this stumped a lot of you all. Because I guess a lot of you all don't really follow your favorite wrestlers on social media like that. So, to the point, a lot of you guys left this blank. But for those that did vote, with 5% of the votes for each of these guys, they're all a tie. So to that, I say, you hear these names, if you are not following them on social media, you know what? Do yourselves a favor and go check them out and everything. And the way that I had described this category, I basically said, I said something along the lines of every time you check out their social media feed, you know, it's nothing but good vibes that you're getting. You always have a good time. And for the most part, they're pretty good interacting with their fan base. Like, they actually go out of their way and, you know, will interact with people and everything. So 5% vote for each of the following names here: Bailey, Big E, Matt Cardona, Nyla Rose, R-Truth, and despite the fact that he pretty much went heel tonight, The Rock. Wonder if that's going to change going forward here. Very curious. So all of those got 5% each of a vote. Deadlock tie. Nobody was able to break it. Worst wrestling social media follower. Coming in third place with 9% of the votes, Jim Cornette. Damn. Why y'all do my man Jim Cornette like that? What Jim Cornette do to you? Seriously. What Jim Cornette do to you? Second place with 11% of the votes, Chris Jericho. I've seen some dumb stuff posted on there. But it don't beat number one. Number one with 29% of the votes. And you know what? He deserves it. Because every time you turn around, just when you think the guy has maybe learned his lesson, he's good for a little bit, but then he comes right back out and will say something that will even make the most overzealous fan go, dude, can you, like, stop saying stupid stuff and just run the company? Number one, Tony Khan. I agree with this. Even the most overzealous AEW fan has been like, dude, just focus on the shows, focus on the wrestling, and let's do this already, right? Like, I get it. I freaking get it. We saw too many instances in 2023 where Tony Khan is like, dude, just stay silent. Like, don't even... And you know what? I would not be surprised if for a lot of people that voted in Tony Khan, if what was the final straw for them and basically, yeah, he locked up this award, was what had went down. Was it the World's End press conference where he was asked about where he was asked about the allegations and he's looking like the freaking Humpty Hump. I mean, Jesus, Shock G. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. All right. Best wrestling promotion of 2023. Coming in with 7% of the votes. Third place, NXT. I like how you guys put in NXT, even though NXT is under the WWE umbrella. I mean, that's just me. But, hey, 36% of the votes, WWE. Coming in first place with 43% of the votes, AEW. Now, what did I tell you guys? I said, don't boo. Vote. If you didn't vote, Next time, vote. I'm just picturing people going, man, BS. BS. It should be. My first question, did you vote? And for those that did vote, and they're like, yeah, I voted, but AEW, really? Like, again, hate to sound like a broken record. We just tallied everything up. Those of you that voted, you know how it went down. It was open-ended. So you could put in any answer. We just tallied them up at the end. AEW, best wrestling promotion of 2023. I'm just thinking about everything for AEW in 2023. I did enjoy the Continental Classic. They brought back the Owen Hart Cup. That was good. The MJF, Adam Cole, that whole thing. Early on, there was a part of me that was enjoying the Orange Cassidy international title defenses. Some good stuff. There was some good stuff from AEW. To lock in best wrestling promotion of 2023, I don't know about that. What do you all think about that? Do they get that? Are they worthy of having that title for 2023? You guys are going to have to sound off on that one. Worst wrestling promotion of 2023. Coming in third place with 13% of the votes, WWE. Second place, 16% of the votes, Ring of Honor. And first place with 34% of the votes, NWA. Wow. That's all I got to say. Wow. Obviously, things have changed in NWA since I last was poking my head, checking out the promotion on a regular basis. Most improved wrestling promotion of 2023. Coming in third place with 7% of the votes. It's a tie between AEW and NXT. And then second place with 29% of the votes, WWE. Coming in first place, 31% of the votes, TNA. Congratulations, TNA, getting the award for most improved wrestling promotion of 2023. I can attest to that. I watched enough of Impact / TNA in 2023 to see, wow, these guys, they're really, made a new fan out of me. So much so, I put down a membership on their YouTube channel so I can check out exclusive content, new episodes of Impact, all that jazz. So, yeah, they got me checking it out on a regular basis again. Congrats to TNA. Best commentator. Let's see. We've got third place, 19% of the votes, Michael Cole. Second place, 24% of the votes, Taz. And then with 26% of the votes, your winner for best commentator of 2023. Where are we here? Do I have a graphic for him? Yes, I do. There we go. For 2023, Nigel McGuinness. I'm all right with that. Nigel has some funny little moments and everything on commentary. I'll definitely give him that. He's definitely gotten more time than Ian Riccaboni. That's for sure. I think if Ian Riccaboni would have been doing more commentating in 2023 for AEW, I think he would have gotten this award. But Nigel McGuinness, I'm all right with that. I think you guys did right. You chose that right. Worst commentator, third place with 8% of the votes, Booker T and Chris Jericho are apparently sharing that one. Booker T and Chris Jericho. I can understand why. Like, Booker T particularly, that's like a unique dish, you know? That's a unique dish right there. Yeah, I get it. Second place with 10% of the votes. Damn, we got another tie. It's between Michael Cole, Kevin Patrick, Jim Ross, and Excalibur. Kevin Patrick should have, like, leaps and bounds secured number one. He should have secured number one. So that's probably going to have you guys going, well, who the hell is in first place here, Lee? Coming in first place with 13% of the votes, it's none other than Corey Graves. Corey Graves, you guys voted for worst commentator of the year. I feel so sorry for this guy. Like, why is he? And of all the images that Faith had selected, he goes with the one that just has Corey Graves looking like, I'm sorry. Like, I guess I'll do better. Like, what the hell, man? What'd I do? You know what? In Corey Graves' defense, though, Corey Graves has been like a jack of all trades, like just all over the place. They were spamming that dude out big time. Big time. Anytime it came to whatever programming, like, okay, let's have Corey go do this. Send Corey over there to go do that. Hey, Corey, get the podcast up. You got to go interview this person. I mean, I will admit, there have been times where Corey Graves it seems like he will just phone it in. And then there are those times where, okay, this is the Corey Graves that I've come to know and love. This is the Corey Graves on commentating that I fell in love with initially. By the way, I can't wait to hear how he and Wade Barrett did from this past SmackDown. Because remember, I only watched the last couple of minutes of last week's SmackDown. I still haven't watched it in its entirety. So I definitely want to go back and hear with my own ears, how that was with Wade and Corey. But, if Corey can be in a really good position where he's not being spammed out so much, they don't have him going in so many, directions. If he could just kind of focus on one thing, trust me, his commentating, it can be on point. It can definitely be on point. He just got to be in that right situation and, of course, have the right partner as well. I get why you guys put him in this category. I wouldn't put him. For me, it would be Kevin Patrick as number one. I mean, the guy was breathing extremely hard on commentary. No personality. There was no energy. Everything was the same. Had the same execution when he would speak. There was just, look, not everybody can be a wrestling color commentator. Just that plain and simple. Kevin Patrick has the right look and the voice for maybe calling Wembley, tennis, right? Or the U.S. Open, or, right? That seems to be more his realm, so to speak. I can like close my eyes and picture this guy doing the Olympics or the next dog show, right? Maybe he'll call the Puppy Bowl, or maybe he'll narrate some Nickelodeon cartoon or something. He's got one of those kind of voices, right? That'd be like trying to have James Earl Jones call wrestling. Yeah, that's a cool-ass voice, but I'd rather hear Samuel Jackson. Man, look at that there. All right, we're almost done here. Let's keep going. Best Wrestling Podcast. Third place, 3% of the votes. It's a tie for all of these guys. Wrestling Figures, Keeping it 100. Instinct Culture by Denise Salcedo. Salcedo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I apologize. Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Busted Open. Foley is Pod. And my amigos over there at Wrestling Soup. So shout out to them. All of these guys, according to the additional notes that I was given, all of these respected shows get 3% each. Because when it was being tallied, there was enough votes for each of them. Okay, this is at 3%, this one's at 3%, this one's at 3%, this one's at 3%. Coming in second place with 6% of the votes, it's another tie, but it's getting smaller. Wrestle Talk, Busted Open, Deadlock, Jim Cornette, Simon Miller's Up and Down. I've never heard of that. Who the hell is that? I've never heard of that. Not being a dick, I'm just being honest. I've never heard of that. Now, you know what? I'm very surprised that Dutch Mantel didn't make the list. Very surprised that Dutch Mantel did not make the list. Coming in first place with 8% of the votes. This was another category where a decent amount of people did not fill in. They weren't sure who to put in, so they left it blank. For Best Wrestling Podcast, yeah, a lot of people, believe it or not, did not vote in this respected category. First place, 8% of the votes, What Culture Wrestling. Interesting. For Worst Wrestling Podcast, coming in third place, 6% of the votes, Disco Inferno. I don't know about that one, but hey, it is what it is. Second place, 9% of the votes, 83 weeks. Really? Really? 83 weeks? Is it the Conrad ads? What is it? Is Conrad talking a little too much for you guys? Or is it the ads? Is it both? Something that Eric Bischoff says that rubs you the wrong way? I check out, just looking at this list and everything. I like 83 weeks. I think they do a really good job. I tell you what, Eric and Conrad, they did a really good job in tackling the whole allegations, Vince McMahon and, the woman. They did a really good job. They put some respect on that when they were talking about it. I got to give them a lot of props. It was really good what they did. Coming in first place with 19% of the votes, Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette. Again, we're talking Worst Wrestling Podcast. Jim Cornette gets that nod. That's, wow. That's insane. Best Wrestling News Personality. Third place with 8% of the votes, Dave Meltzer. Coming in second place with 11% of the votes, Simon Miller. Again, this is for Best Wrestling News Personality. Coming in at 21% to lock up first place. It's the one, it's the only, Mr. Sean Ross Sapp. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, securing the number one spot. You know what? Well deserved. I mean, honestly, all of 2023, Sean has been on point with his reporting. And whenever somebody has jumped out there and said, hey, you said Sean is very, very clear. He's like, no, what I said was he's had a couple of hiccups in 2023, but overall, yeah, overall, I would say as far as breaking news goes, coming across some exclusive information, Yeah, yeah. I will definitely give him the nod. I'm just thinking about. I'm thinking about some of those quarrels that he's had with folks online. There's usually a certain section of folks that just hate Sean's guts. I wish he wouldn't feed into that crap. I really wish he wouldn't do that. Like, just leave it alone. If it ain't about nothing positive or if it's not about the work that's being put out there through the sites, like, just ignore it. And, but other than that, I think for the most part, he's pretty good. I think he's pretty good. I think he's an okay guy, personally. I think he's an okay guy. I think sometimes he gets a bad rep for all the wrong reasons. But I tell you what, he keeps his nose clean, cleaner than the guys over there at Ringside News and the Nick Hausmans. And, you never, no matter how you may feel about Sean Ross Sapp, at least you never see him involved constantly in some weird, stupid controversy. I know somebody tried to say last year he was doing cocaine. Right? Oh my God. Don't even get me started on that one. Don't even get me started on that one. Okay. Oh, let me take this image down already. I'm sorry, guys. Hi. Sorry about that. I thought I took the image off already. All right. Where are we at now? Worst wrestling news personality. Third place, 8% of the votes. We got a tie all the way around. All these people, it's a tie. Scott Keith, Renee Paquette, Peter Rosenberg, Megan Monet, Leanne Winnard, Lexi Nair, and Booker T. Really? Booker T, huh? Really, Booker T. Damn. Second place, 11% of the votes. We got a tie. Nick Hausman and Jim Cornette. And coming in first place with 21% of the votes, it's the one, it's the only, it's like, I don't know, it could be, I don't know. Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer coming in at number one for worst wrestling news personality. Yeah, y'all got that one right. That is a bullseye. Bullseye, you did it. Best wrestling news site. 3% of the votes. We got a tie. Bleacher Report, Wrestle Talk, What Culture, PW Ponderings. Second place, 10% of the votes. Fightful. First place with 70% of the votes. 411 Mania. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. What's going on there? I'm very surprised that Wrestling Inc. did not get a honorable mention. I know one of the last times I heard about Wrestle Inc., it was negatively being put down because, like, stupid ads that would pop up, little ad things. And also, I think they had revamped their comment system, which had annoyed people. I don't know if all that has been rectified. I cannot remember the last time I was on Wrestling Inc.'s site, like just looking up news and all that. It's been a few years, be perfectly honest with you guys. Worst wrestling news site, third place with 3% of the vote. It's a tie all across, and I was just talking about Wrestling Inc., where here they are. That tells me what I need to know. So we got The Observer, Wrestling News, Wrestling Inc., What Culture, Pro Wrestling Torch, and Inside the Ropes. All of those are tied at 3rd% for third place. Continuing on, second place with 7% of the votes. We got another tie. WrestleZone, Sportskeeda, and Ringside News. Coming in at number 1 for worst wrestling news site. I think it's kind of interesting because we just said The Observer, right? But like this individual apparently it's him as far as wrestling news, the site. Like, no, it's him. Y'all said Dave Meltzer. So Dave Meltzer gets 2 awards. That's really, really bad. He gets the Worst Wrestling News Personality Award, and he gets the Worst Wrestling News Site Award. That's not good. That's not good. All right, we've got 3 more categories, guys, and then we're going to go into the raffle drawing. Let's see. Best non-wrestling personality. I love this category. 5% of the votes. Third place, Renee Paquette. 8% of the votes. Second place, Pat McAfee. Coming in first place, 13% of the votes. Oh, my tribal chief, how I love you so, Mr. Paul Heyman. Surprised Prince Nana didn't get on that list. Worst non-wrestling personality. Third place, I'm seeing a tie. God, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bunch of ties here. Alex Marvez, Booker T, CJ Perry, Don Callis, Paul Ellering, Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy? Huh? The porn star Ron Jeremy? Somebody's throwing that in there just to be throwing that in there? Come on now. Nah, let's take that name out. Let's take that name out. Unless you guys are aware of, no, Lee, there's actually a non-wrestling personality actually named Ron Jeremy, not to be confused with the porn star. Whatever. Ryback, and then Tony Schiavone. Coming in second place, 6% of the votes, Jim Cornette and Peter Rosenberg. They are sharing second place. First place, we got a tie. Tony Khan picks up another award. Again, worst non-wrestling personality. Tony Khan gets to share this award with Dave Meltzer. Damn, Dave Meltzer picking up 3 awards here, man. Hot damn. And our final category, the That Looks Nice award. The way I had described this, basically, every time you turn on your television, it brings you such delight when you see this person on your TV screen. So much so, you stop what you're doing to be able to see what they're doing. That's basically how it's described. Third place, 5%. We got a tie between Io Sky and Bailey. Second place with 8% of the votes, Julia Hart. And coming in first place with 11% of the votes, it's a tie. If you don't like these ties and you did not vote, don't boo, vote. Vote, goddammit, vote. We got a tie for first place. Congratulations to Timeless Tony Storm and Rhea Ripley. Yeah, I'm down with that. Me personally, Rhea Ripley, it's a tough one. Rhea Ripley and Willow Nightingale. Those would be my 2. You know what? I got to have 3. Put Sky Blue in there as well. Those would be my 3. Rhea Ripley, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue. Those would be my 3. Y'all did really, really good, though. I mean, some categories I looked at and felt you guys didn't quite, finger not quite on the pulse on that one. for the most part, you guys did fantastic. I got to give you all a lot of props. So pat yourselves on the back here. And now that y'all have heard the votes, you know, if something is off, you guys feel, hopefully this creates discussion and you guys can sound off on, you know, nah, man, I think this person should have had it. No, this person should have had it. No, this person should have had it. All right, one last thing we're going to do before we get ready to roll out for the night. Let me close these other browsers down. I would hold this off until the next show, but no, it just makes more sense to go ahead and do it here because we did say we were going to do it on here. So, all right. What's on your screen right now is the Wheel of Names. And just to show you guys that it is being edited in real time right now, I'm going to put in today's date while we're still live on the air. And it is now Friday, February 9th, 2024. And it is 1:10 a.m. So you guys can see that. That's as I'm typing it right now. So what we're going to do, I have the list of names here of the folks that entered the contest. So let me, hang on here. Let me do this real quick. Let me take the Wheel of Names off. And then, because what I need to do now, I need to be able to take the names of the people that have entered the contest and put them all in. So this buys you guys a couple of minutes. You guys can let me know what you thought about the wrestling awards here that we just did. If you feel that everybody that had won, if it was right, or if there was some that was, you know what, that's definitely off. You guys can sound off. What I'm doing right now, hang on here. What I'm doing right now, I'm trying to basically copy the list of the people that have entered the contest here for a copy of WWE 2K24. We're getting ready to do the raffle. So hang on here. I should be able to just, I can't do it that way. Okay. So I'm literally going to have to type. Well, hang on. Let me do it this way. I know I can do it this way. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to copy and paste. Oh, it's not going to let me do that. No, it's not going to let me copy and paste. All right, so hang on. I need to make a new sticky note, and this is how I'm going to do it. So we got Dom, we got Jason, we got Zach, we got Sydney, we've got Harry, we've got Lee, we've got Nick, we've got David, we've got Russ, we've got a Thomas, we've got a JM, we've got a Josh, we've got a Richard, we've got a Oscar, we've got a Lane, I think that's how you pronounce it, Lane. We've got a Mike, we've got a Dan, we've got a Chris, we've got a Brian. We've got another Chris. Hang on. So who's the other Chris? The other Chris is, looks like Ajax. That might not be your last name, but I see something about Ajax. So let's put that in there. And then we've got, hang on here, guys. Chris Ajax. We got Dan. We got Chris Ajax. We got Brian. Somehow I missed, hang on here. Am I seeing this right? Two Chris's? So there is two Chris's. So we got Dan, and then we got Chris Ajax. Then we got Brian. Then we've got Rick. Then we've got another Chris. Then we've got Kelton. I know Kelton. Kelton has been a long-time listener. Rick has been a long-time listener as well. And then we've got Louise. Okay. So according to this, I'm seeing, because a lot of people let their voices be heard in the survey, but when it came towards the end question before they exited the survey, it basically said to them, hey, this is the part where you can enter the raffle drawing to win a copy of WWE 2K24. There's like so many people that said, I don't need the game. I just wanted to let my voice be heard, but thanks. It was cool. It was cool. There was so many people that didn't want the game, but at the same time, there was a decent amount of people that did enter. So how many names is that? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We got 23 names. 23 names. 23 names. So if you did not put in your name, email address, basically I took that as you weren't interested in the raffle drawing, right? So this is the only way that you're not able to enter, is if you didn't leave any contact info. So all the people that I just named, again, we got Dom, Jason, Zach, Sydney, Harry, Lee, Nick, David, Russ, Thomas, JM, who's in Canada, Josh, Richard, Oscar. I'm assuming this is Leon, Lain, Mike, Dan. We got a Chris Ajax. We got a Brian. We got a Rick. We got a Chris who's in Vermont. We got a Kelton. And we got a Louise. All right, those are the names. All right, so those of you that are just tuning in, you are pretty much now at the end of the show. We're entering these names for this raffle drawing contest. See who's going to be the lucky winner for a copy of WWE 2K24 for their respective platform. So as you guys can see, we got to enter names. And just to show you that this is real and in real time right now, at least at the time that I'm live right now, it is Friday, February 9th, 2024, and the time is now 1:16 a.m. 1:16 a.m. And don't forget, Super Bowl is this weekend. I'm leaving that on the screen just long enough for you guys to be able to see that. So see, this is real time. Doesn't get any better than this. All right, so let's go ahead and let us paste all these names in here. All right, so we got all these wonderful names that is in here as I've copied and pasted. All right. So we've got Dom in there. We got Jason. We got both of our Chris's. We got Zach. We got Sydney. We got Harry. We got Lee. We got Nick. We got David. We got Russ. We got Thomas. We got JM in there. We got Josh. We got Richard. We got Oscar. We got Leon. We got Mike. We got Dan. We got Brian. We got Rick. We got Kelton. We got Lewis. So that is it. And then all I got to do is just click the center or press enter, and that is it. That is it. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. Well, damn, I just, okay, it's not doing it. Let's try it again. There we go. Spin, baby, spin, baby. You spin me round, round, baby. Round, round like a... Oh, Louise won. All right, Louise in Brazil. Shout out to Louise and Sao Paulo, Brazil. Congratulations, my friend. You won a copy of WWE 2K24. And the best part about this is, Louise, you have the option of either getting a physical copy, or if you want a digital copy, then that obviously makes my job a lot easier. All I'll have to do is just buy it digitally and make sure I hook you up with the respected code, and then you'll be good to go. So, Louise, shout out to you. I will be reaching out to you in the next couple of days to let you know that you won and find out how you want to receive that game and everything. So, everybody else, I mean, don't be sour. Don't you dare be sour. There's always next time. I know we got WrestleMania right around the corner, and I usually like to give away some free stuff and everything. So, yeah. All right. We're now at 3 hours and 11 minutes. I thank you guys so much that had tuned in, and you pretty much hung out with me for the entire show. As far as your next edition goes, I'll be back with you guys unless there's some type of breaking news that has gone down. I won't be back on the air with you guys again until usual Monday, February 12th, 2024, after WWE Raw goes off the air. Now, I should let you guys know right now, as far as programming notes go, Wednesday, the 14th, is Valentine's Day. I am not going to be doing a show Wednesday. It's Valentine's Day. I'm actually planning on doing something lovely with the missus. So that's what's going to be happening with me that night. So no show. Will there be a makeup show? I doubt it. I mean, unless there's like a big bulk of some interesting news to get into, that's like really the only way. But no. So just one show next week, and that'll pretty much be it. Meantime, Be Kind Rewind. Check out previous episodes you might have missed on demand and on the downloads wherever you get your podcast. Just search the RCWR show. You can follow me and the shows on Twitter, or now known as X. We got the Facebook. Use the keywords, the RCWR show. Make sure you hit the like button and share. If you guys are just now tuning in and you missed all the chatter, if you're on YouTube, there's a nice little rewind function. You can just rewind all the way back, and you can get caught up that way and everything. But we covered the WrestleMania kickoff. We did a little bit of headlines. We talked a little bit of this week's AEW Dynamite. We just wrapped up the 2023 Wrestling Awards, and we crammed in there the raffle winner for WWE 2K24. So we did a nice deluxe episode. Don't get used to it, because you're not going to get another episode at this length again. Usually we like to go about 90 minutes or whatever, but we kept promising you guys we were going to be doing this, and I'm happy that we were able to do it, all things considered. All right, I am taking my ass to bed. Until next go around, I am wishing all of y'all to be safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another, and I will see you guys next go around. Adios, y'all. Take care.